Welcome, everyone, to the new Briximus Prime live stream unboxing. How's everybody doing? Okay, I'm taking this off. Hello, I am back for another live stream unboxing. This one is going on a little later than I normally do, so I don't expect anyone to actually join into this one. So I had to burp. I don't like doing that on the microphone. But but yeah, hopefully someone shows up. I did pick up a new toy recently, and then I got this Amazon package. So, when I get new mail, try to show off the new stuff. Got a pair of Bluetooth earbuds, I guess. Hey, Firewall, I'm doing pretty good. Got a package, and then I've got a new figure here, a new toy as well. So I'm not doing too shabby. That is garbage I forgot to throw away. That totally went right into the garbage can. What do you mean by technical difficulties? Oh, yes. So it wasn't technical difficulties this time. The live stream I had set for earlier today at 12, then I had to reschedule to 3, then I had to reschedule again till now because this stupid package. So I also had class today. I had my college classes today, and what happened was, by the way, this box is actually pretty big for the thing inside. But anyway, I had it scheduled. The package was due to be delivered by 2:00, and so I was going to do the live stream roughly around 12 to 2, hoping it would show up early. Didn't show up early. It didn't show up till I left. Until after I left for class, and I didn't get off of class till 9:00 p.m. So, yeah. This thing got delayed, and it didn't show up till after I left, and I was planning on doing the live stream unboxing before I left, so now I had to do it till after I came back. But, yeah, 86 Sludge looks really good, and he's going to go very well on my Autobots shelf with the other Dinobots over there. He's going to look real nice. But yeah, that's basically what happened. The Transformer seems a little fiddly, but that might just be me. So yeah, that's what happened. I got my new review up this morning on the Core Class Shockwave and Ravage. I was really proud of myself for getting that one done pretty quickly. And what was the other thing that I did today? I also, I can't really think of anything. I'm thinking of reviewing this guy next as my next review. The Marvel Legends Surtur. Might review that guy next. And then after the Marvel Legends Surtur, I might review what's in here next, or maybe Kingdom Blaster next. But yeah, Iguanus is a good-looking figure. Skywarp I'm going to pass up on, but Iguanus, I'm definitely going to get Iguanus. But yeah. Then what else do I got going on? I have a schedule here on my phone. What else did I miss? Got my review on the Iron Giant out. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I got nothing else. Yeah, Surtur is a good figure. My only complaint, and I'm pretty sure it might be with my copy, maybe it's not, but a lot of his joints are really tight to the point where it feels, and since he's made out of that semi-clear plastic, I feel like I'm going to break him constantly, and so I might try to heat it up a little bit and just slowly bend the joints, maybe try to get something to lubricate them a little bit. I don't know, but I don't want to completely brute force them. The only ones that feel good is his ankle joints feel fine. This ankle rotation feels fine. The ankle pivot feels fine. It's mostly his knees. Knee joints feel just a little too tight. As you can see, those knee joints just make me a little nervous, especially with this being clear plastic. Oh, jeez. The thigh swivel feels fine. I like how it kind of ratchets. This one, though, is a little bit tighter. Then the hips move just fine. The arms move fine. The biceps move fine. The elbows are a little too tight, but not to where I feel like I'm going to break them like the knees. The arms just feel tight because they're just tight, not because they're stupid tight. The wrists feel a little too loose sometimes, but it's not horrible. And then the head feels fine. It's mostly these knee joints that feel really stiff. I just really don't want to break it. My only other complaint... Oh, and his diaphragm joint feels fine. My main complaint is I wish he could look up maybe, but then again, he is a big guy. He's mostly going to be looking down. But my main complaint is I wish his shoulders would move outward more. But yeah, I like him a lot. And he's got this huge sword. It's like the size of a freaking kitchen knife. Yeah, I like Surtur. I've been pushing back his review multiple times because I got a bunch of other newer stuff that I wanted to review more. And so anyway, the plastic doesn't feel brittle. It just feels overly tight. Like it's just so tight that it feels like I'm going to break it. Like it doesn't feel brittle in any way. I'm just worried that this joint is so tight that I'm going to break it because of how much force I have to do to get it to actually move. Have I seen any SH Figuarts at Target? Actually, yes, I have. Not recently, but I did see a Dragon Ball SH Figuarts once. I also saw an SH Figuarts at GameStop. It was a SH Figuarts figure of Naruto, and then the one that was at Target, I think, was Vegeta. I don't know. Do I have any Marvel Legends blast effects on you at the moment in Bumblebee movie Soundwave? Yes, I've got actually. Here, let me show this to you. I actually have this huge bin. I actually have this whole tub filled to the brim with just blast effects from multiple figures. This is from multiple figures. But yeah, I do have some Marvel Legends Iron Man blast effects. And yes, they can fit inside of the gun, Soundwave's gun, which let me grab that. Here's Bumblebee movie Soundwave. There's his gun. The port there, it'll focus. The port there is just big enough to accommodate a Iron Man blast effect. As you can see, that slid right in there. And it doesn't really fall out either. It's in there pretty well. So yeah, I didn't think it would work, but it does. Some reason works with me. Yeah, if you watched my review on the Shockwave and Ravage that I put out recently, at the very end I have a cool image like pose thing that I did with Soundwave and Shockwave and whatever, and I have one of the blast effects plugged into his gun, so that is something that I did. But yeah, I've been collecting blast effects because these are some of my favorite accessories ever is blast effects. They really bring out a lot of color and a lot of personality to taking pictures and just poses and everything. So I always try to take upon every opportunity to get as many blast effects as possible and have a huge variety of them. Yeah, I have a lot of them in here. Some of my favorites are, these ones, and I like these. I like these ones too. These little explosions, and I got a bunch of these. Got a bunch of different blast effects. Pick up SH Figuarts. I kind of want to pick up SH Figure Arts AM from Star Wars Vision. Oh, you're talking about that one, yeah, that one character from Star Wars Visions. Yes, I do know who you're talking about. Oh, jeez. There we go. By the way, JJ Prime, if you're watching this, I shaved down the peg on Soundwave's butt panel, so it actually collapses down all the way. So, just letting you know about that. If JJ Prime is watching this at all, the Iron Giant review. Thank you. I actually really appreciate that. That Iron Giant's one of my favorite figures in a long time, and I really liked putting together that review. I'm glad you liked it. More Diamond Select figure reviews. Well, good news. One of the figures that I have to show off is, in fact, a Diamond Select Toys figure. So, more Diamond Select toy reviews coming your way. But yeah, I think I missed another one of your comments earlier. What was it? No, I didn't miss anything. But yeah, I have seen SH Figure Arts at Target and GameStop before. And then I have seen the she could make a pretty good generic Inquisitor. Is it the Human Torch? No. It's not a Marvel Diamond Select Toys. It's not a Marvel one. I'll at least tell you that. But it is from a franchise that I really do like a lot. That Human Torch one does look pretty good, though. Another good-looking Marvel one is that Iron Man Silver Centurion. There's also that one Groot one that came out with a few years ago. There was... What else was there? They also had, like... What else was there? Disney Store exclusive Carnage. Ooh. I saw it in person once, and I didn't have the money to buy it, and then I came back to go get it, and it was gone. And instead, I bought the Taskmaster, which, by the way, is actually right here. Yeah, I went back to go get the Carnage at the Disney Store, because the Disney Store that was the Disney Store that I was going to get him at was going out of business. For some reason, they were shutting down that Disney Store, and so they were putting everything on clearance. Everything was like 30% off, 50% off. But anyway, so then I picked up this guy instead because they had him there, and I like this Taskmaster, specifically this head. I like how he has that video game looking head. I like this. I really like this guy. He's got his... Okay, good. For a minute, I thought his arrows fell out. I did see the Omni-Man and Invincible. Those are pretty good looking figures. Yeah, the Omni-Man and no. You were asking if it was the Omni-Man or the Invincible. No, but those are good guesses, though. I do like that show. I do like that show just as equally. But this one is a little bit more. Anyway, it is 13 minutes. Actually, I'll show it off right now. So, fortunately for me, Hobbylink Japan is SH Figure Arts. I'm on sale, so that's nice. It's nice to get figures like that on sale, and yeah, I think she would make a good like generic Inquisitor. But yeah, I'll show off the Diamond Select Toys figure. I did pick up the Diamond. So I was at the mall, and I got the Diamond Select Toys Lord of the Rings Gandalf. There's the Lord of the Rings logo right there. Got Gandalf. There he is in his window packaging. Fly, you fools! And then there's the Diamond Select Toys logo right there. Image of the back. I want to get the Sauron so badly, but it's a build-a-figure, so you have to get all of these other guys over here in order to get the parts to build Sauron, and it pisses me off. But yeah, Diamond Select Toys Gandalf. So review coming out on this at some point. So yeah, another Diamond Select Toys figure review. I really like Lord of the Rings a lot, and Gandalf is definitely probably one of my favorite characters from the Lord of the Rings. And yeah, so Fool of a Took. Throw yourself in next time and rest of your stupidity. Yeah, he comes with his staff, some alternate hands, a bag, his hat, and I think something else. But that could be it. But I think it's something else. But yeah, pretty nice packaging. I like how he's packaged. I like the big Lord of the Rings logo right there, and it's got Sauron and him right there. I like him. I like him a lot, and the painting's actually done really well. Oh yeah, the sword. That's what he also comes with. He comes with the sword right there. But yeah. Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure from the next What If wave. I want it. I want the Build-A-Figure. This is one of those situations where I want the Build-A-Figure, but I don't think I'm going to want everybody in the wave that makes up the Build-A-Figure. I'm willing to buy the 2 Hawkeyes, but depending on what the other Disney Plus figures are that are in the wave that build him up, I don't know, because I really do want that Ultimate Ultron figure, because he was probably my favorite character out of What If. And so I'm like really split on what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm waiting for them to reveal the rest of the wave that builds him up first. Burp again. But yeah, that Ultron looks really good. And obviously I mentioned this guy looks pretty good too, the Gandalf. I freaking love Lord of the Rings, man. Lord of the Rings is really good. Diamond Select would show all the figures' accessories in the promo pictures. I bet you stumble upon Diamond Select's Human Torch. Yeah, the Human Torch. It's a problem that they don't show off all the accessories that come with the Diamond Select Toys figures. My only problem is some of the Diamond Select Toys figures are a little overpriced. Like that Taskmaster, that was originally at the Disney store. They were originally asking $35. The only reason I was able to get it for like 2021 was because they were having that big sale on it. So I basically paid a Marvel Legends price for the Marvel Select Taskmaster. The only figure I would say is absolutely worth the price, 100%, is the Iron Giant. I love that thing. And then and I paid $25 for this guy, so we'll see if this guy is worth that price. I'll open him up and I'll determine if he's worth that. Thoughts on the Amazon Lord of the Rings show? Could be good, but the bar for me is set very low because they're not really focusing very heavily on the books, and that's a big issue because that means they can throw in whatever they want, and that can ultimately ruin Lord of the Rings entirely. They could throw in whatever they want, whatever political crap they want to throw in there, or whatever weird ideology or whatever they want to. Ruben Soto, hello. I was just showing off the Diamond Select Toys Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. But the main thing that bugs me is how they swapped Galadriel and Lord Elrond's roles. Lord Elrond is the commander of the Northern Armies, and Galadriel never commanded an army in her life. And she doesn't need battle armor or to be a warrior princess trope because she already is like one of the most powerful one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful character in Lord of the Rings. So it's like, what's the point? This Destroyer. I have not seen. I've seen the Pacific Rim, the Black. I've seen Pacific Rim the Black, but I have not seen a single Pacific Rim figure in person. The only Tamashii Nation figures I have seen has been Gundam. I've never seen any of the Pacific Rims at all. The Pacific Rim ones at all. That old man from that meme. Yeah, Gandalf is from that old meme. But yeah, my main thing with the Rings of Power Amazon series is do not mess up Sauron. If they mess up Sauron, I am going to be very mad. But yeah. You got Ravage yesterday? I just put my review up on the Ravage and Shockwave. And here is Soundwave himself. As you can see, I've already got the little attachment from Ravage on there. Very nice figure. Obviously, that vehicle mode is kind of, but on it, is anyone even buying it for the vehicle mode? Everyone's buying it to display him like this. Come on. Plus, when he's in this mode, you actually can access the chest panel. So, yup. Thoughts on the Grand Inquisitor from New Kenobi show? Grand Inquisitor looks like he put on a little bit of weight, and he's got so many things wrong with him. He's chubby and fat looking. He doesn't have the indented lines that goes on his skin. That, you know, that's kind of a trademark of his alien race. That they're not defined on his face. 2, his eyes are not glowing orange. And 3, he doesn't have his sharp, jagged teeth. And he sounds really weird. Like, I mean, it's not a bad voice. It just sounds weird for him, his character. Can you get me Soundwave? Sadly, no, because I have no idea where to even get a Soundwave now, because I just found him out of sheer luck at Walmart. Like, literally the New Year's Eve, I found him, and I bought Soundwave. And then we went back to that same Walmart and found 3 more, and all 3 of my friends bought them. And ever since then, never seen him in person, never seen him online or anything. Bumblebee Soundwave gets a little too bit much hate. They sacrificed everything with the robot mode, but the same time the robot mode is amazing. Well, I do have some issues with the robot mode. I feel like there's some things that some people are giving the Soundwave a little too much credit, because there's some little things that I wish that they didn't do that I really wish that they would have fixed. One of my minor critiques with this guy is he has no wrist swivel. I wish he could swivel his wrists, but that's not that big a deal. Another minor critique, his visor looks like it's drooping down, you know, as if he's like sad. Like when you look at him dead on, but then when you angle it like this, he looks better. But it's like when you look at him dead straight on, he looks like he's worried. And then what was the other issue? Oh yeah, the other issue is this panel, the crotch panel. I hate how it's one whole piece, and like it gets in the way of his leg articulation, and it makes it look weird that you have to flip this up in order to kick the leg out, and then that makes this look all weird, and like that doesn't look cool. You need to have it where it's split in the middle, so that when one leg goes up, the other part of the hip skirt is still covered up, or else his kick is only, and if you keep the panel down, his kick is only that far. Like that's not cool. Like, I wish they found a better way to mold this in 2 separate pieces so that you could kick out the legs individually, but then it just lifts up the whole piece, and that just really bugs me. The shoulders are a little weird too, but that doesn't bug me like at all compared to the other things that I mentioned. But like, people give him a little too much credit, but it is what it is, and he still turned out an amazing looking figure. Lord of the Rings show, going to ignore the lore. You can paint the visor, make it more mean looking. Yeah, but I don't have that kind of time, money, or artistic integrity to paint it myself. I don't have that kind of skill. You have to do it yourself, because it's like the figure should already be perfect as it comes out of the box. Like, you shouldn't have to be complaining or critiquing about a figure when it comes out of the box. Like, seriously, like you shouldn't have to be doing that. You should just be able to show it off without, like, as soon as I pull Soundwave out of the box, pose him around, and like do like mess around, like I should have no complaints. You want to know a figure that has done that? This guy, Kingdom/Legacy Blaster, as soon as I got him out of the box, messed around with him, played around with him, I have no issues with this guy. I do have like one or two minor things, but in the grandest scheme of things, this guy is absolutely amazing. And if you get the chance, get him for sure. Especially since he comes with the little bonus of his little eject. Love this thing. Ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna open this up. Does anyone have any guesses as to what's in here in this Amazon package? Just FYI. Yeah, we are kind of starving for news. Anyone got any guesses as to what's in here? The box is bigger than what's actually inside. I don't know why they packaged it in a box this big, but just FYI, the box isn't actually this big. The thing inside isn't actually this big. What franchise is it from? Transformers. It's a Transformers figure. Oh. Put these scissors away so I don't hurt myself while opening this up. Oh. Ooh. 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 Yes. Ooh. 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 Yeah, they just put a bunch of packing material in here with it, but oh, that looks really good. Oh boy, that looks really good. This is my first time seeing this in person. Oh, that was a little scuff. I thought it was part of the image. Whoa. Thankfully, the packaging isn't all that damaged. But this is the Transformers. I'm not going to try to dramatize it so much, but this is the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Bumblebee movie Ratchet. This is the first of the Bumblebee movie deluxes of the newer Autobots and the new wave. This is my first one of those figures. Ratchet here looks pretty dang good. It's got the artwork right there. If the camera will focus camera. There we go. Sorta has, sorta, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Keeps trying to focus on me, not the packaging, but dang. Yeah, this is my first time getting my hands on this guy. And he's the only figure, to my knowledge, that has light piping. Let's get him out of there. Let's get him out of the box and take a full look at him. Yeah, everyone keeps getting this guy, and I don't. Everyone keeps finding this guy in stores, and then I saw that he was on Amazon, and I was like, all right, I'll buy him. And also, he was $20, not $22.99 or whatever. So I thought that was also kind of cool because I got him on a slight deal. And the cardboard backdrop's in there. There we go. Ratchet. Just a little warning. Apparently, some people had their copies yellow, so make sure you keep them away from the sun. Yeah, I'll be sure to keep an eye on him. I hear my Shattered Glass Starscream. Let me grab him. There's also been reports of Shattered Glass Starscream also starting to yellow, even though people have kept him out of the sun constantly. And I've actually done a good job at keeping him out of the sun. And so far, the only spot of him that is actually slightly yellowed, even when he was completely in a dark corner, is right here on this back calf Don't know if it's going to pick that up, but if you can see that, it's slightly yellowed on that calf panel right there. So, yeah, mine it has some slight yellowing in like 1 or 2 spots. And then, like, I think one of these bicep joints has a slight yellowing, but so far my Shattered Glass Starscream's been doing fine. So I'm not too worried about it, but I'll try to keep this guy in good condition and try not to have him yellow up and everything. Come on, get out of there. Trying to get his blaster. Well, some people have. It's not that bad on my Shattered Glass Starscream. Some people have had it way worse than me. My Shattered Glass Starscream, it's just that one little panel. For a lot of other people, it's like almost all over the figure. Like a bunch of different parts on it are like yellowing. Anyway, there's Ratchet's blaster, if it'll freaking focus. So there's the blaster. Pretty good looking blaster. And then Ratchet is stuck on these little plastic twisty ties. See if I can get him out of there without cutting anything. Oh, by the way, I saw that Legacy is finally starting to show up in the US. All right, I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled. I doubt I'll even find any of the Legacy figures early, but you never know. You never know what you're going to find. There we go. I think I can actually get Ratchet out of here without cutting anything. Let me really try. I'm really trying to see if I can get him out of here without having to cut anything. Because the problem is when you cut those twisty tie things in half, it gets really hard to clean them up because they split in half and then those halves fall on the floor and gets everywhere and it's all just a mess. So I'm trying not to cut anything because I don't want to clean up that mess. And also I'm just genuinely curious if you can get this guy out of here without cutting any plastic. Come on. Come on. Sounds like floss. Successful so far. Hey, I got Ratchet out without cutting a single twisty tie. That is now garbage. Right off the bat, his waist swivel is just a little too loose, but it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. I don't like how hollow his calves are. I don't like how hollow those look, but it's whatever. What else do we got? Shoulders. I'm just kind of doing my routine, like checking the articulation. Oh, head's on one of these kind of ball joints. I like that. It's got some nice head pivot, up and down. Shoulders can rotate, hinge up and down. That's good. Bicep swivel, 90 degrees of bend of elbow. Wrists don't rotate. Of course they don't. His chest kind of sticks out a little too far, but the more I look at it, the less it bothers me. But like when I first looked at it, his chest looks a little too long, like a little too broad. Hips come forward, back, outward. This joint is also a little too loose for my taste, but whatever. Thigh swivel, which actually really nice feeling joint. Bend at the knee, I guess with those hollow calves, his knees can bend in pretty well. And then the ankles can move down, they can move up a tiny bit, and he's got a really limited pivot. See, is that really it? That's really the range of his ankle pivot? Yeah, that's seriously... Man, Ratchet's ankle pivot is like really... Let me see. That's his ankle pivot. Jeez, that's way less than I thought. Also, I noticed he's got a spot on his back to store his gun. Thought that was cool. He's got like a little area on it. Oh, As soon as I turned him around, the light piping kicked in. That's real nice. That's clean. Oof. Very nice deluxe class figure. I like him. I like him a lot. Very nice. And then, before I get into transforming him, I want to open up this as well. I do love the gunmetal plastic use of the gun. I would like to see that more on figures. Considered buying some of McFarlane's My Hero Academia figures. Yes, I have. The only problem is the one that I really wanted to get, the Deku, is kind of sold out everywhere. So, but yeah, I have considered getting some of the McFarlane Toys figures, and I want to see if they'll redo All Might, because I hear that figure's articulation is a little bit limited because it was like right as McFarlane Toys was starting out, and so it's like a little bit outdated already. Anyway, oh wait, that is tape. Let me cut that. Cut the tape on Gandalf. That didn't even cut it. That just kind of ripped it off. This is tough tape. Ah, there we go. Well, that's cool. The cardboard backdrop in the packaging, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's meant to look like a map of Middle-earth. And there is the Gandalf within. Ugh. This tape is kind of irritating. Yeah, I have considered getting some of the My Hero figures. Rip backdrop, I guess. What do you mean rip backdrop? The backdrop is right in here. It's right there. The one that he was strapped to is just made to look like a backdrop, but it's really just a cardboard insert to keep him in the box. Then cut this piece of tape. I have to admit, this Gandalf is being a bit more of a hassle to unbox than other figures. Why is it packaged like that? Why is it? That is so weird. Why does it do that? Okay. It's no big deal. Just cut it. Just making this a way bigger deal than it needs to be. Diamond select. There we go. Plastic clamshell opened. Ooh. Nice heft to this figure. Gandalf. Ooh, he's kind of leaning forward. Got some, hold on, alternate hands. He's got his satchel. His hat, obviously, that's kind of a requirement. And also a requirement, his staff. Very nice. Alrighty. Let me take a closer look. How well does the hat connect onto his head? Because that's one of the things that bugs me about some action figures is sometimes they'll make a hat for a figure and the hat does not stay on very well. Like it's basically just waiting to fall off, and that is actually really disappointing. My goodness. Why won't the hat just stay on? Oh, that's annoying. The hat does not connect or anything, just kind of rests on his head, and you just pray that it doesn't fall off. Like, it does not tab or connect on in any way possible. Like, it just rests on his head. Like, it just sits there. Like, with any slight movement, it just falls. Like, really, Diamond Select? Whatever. at least he looks good without it on. Like, at least he looks good with it or without it on. So it's like, at least that's not a deal breaker. Head articulation's pretty limited, which I already kind of anticipated because he's got this huge beard. Oh, let me get rid of that. Get rid of this. There's a little rubber band holding in the sword. Ooh, the faux hammer. That's the name of Gandalf's sword. Very nice. Now we're going over the articulation. Like I said, head was kind of limited. Arms can move forward. The cape is actually made out of a kind of pliable material. Allows for the arms to move, so arm moves that way. That's really good for Diamond Select. Arm moves out that far. Very nice. Bend at the elbow. It's just a single bend, which is all right because, I mean, this guy is wearing a cloak. Wrists can rotate and hinge up and down. And it looked like he had a waist joint. Yep, yes he does. Doesn't really allow for ab crunch or anything, but it's definitely there for waist swiveling. Ankles move up and down. Hips can move. Hips can move forward, but the dress, the tunic holds them down very well. So, and I would recommend not trying to force them up so far because I don't want to break this guy either, but he's got a single bend at the knee. No boot swivel or anything, but he does got ankle pivot, and the ankles do move up and down. And he has peg holes in the bottom of the feet. Very nice. I can plug in a stand into him. And, yeah, it's actually pretty good. My only real complaint would probably be that the head could have used a little bit more. Like, they could have added, like, maybe a hinge joint into his hair or something that could have allowed it to kind of move. But my number one complaint so far is the freaking hat. Just get it to stay on his stupid head. Come on. Come on, Diamond Select. But anyway, he's got a pair of grabby hands, and he's also got that satchel. Let's put that on him right now. Oh boy. Just head it around. Sorry if I'm not talking. I'm just kind of focused on this. If Diamond Select could do one character from any franchise, who would you like to see? Maybe like a figure from, I don't know. I'm honestly not quite sure. I'm trying to get this hand out of there. God, jeez. The hands are not as easy as I would like for them to be replaceable, but at least they are replaceable. At least that is a feature. All right, let's get that staff in his hand. There we go. Gandalf has his staff. If they could have put a hinge on the beard to enable a bit more articulation. I also would have liked for them to specifically put a hinge here on his long hair, but yeah. How much have you transformed? How much have I transformed Eject? I've transformed him plenty of times, and I've even compressed on the clear plastic, and it feels really solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to break anytime soon, so that's good. Then, is there something else? No, that's it. That's all Gandalf's accessories. So he's got his staff. He's got like a mystic hand. Just wish this freaking hat would just stay on his freaking head. Like, you really could not have, like, molded this in a way where it could just, like, almost, like, click into Gandalf. Because I don't want to resort to gluing it in. I don't want to do that. But, like, come on. What I'll probably do is I'll take a little bit of sticky tack and just tack it to his head is what I'll probably just do. Yeah, they were more about the sculpt and the articulation. They're kind of meant to be more like posable statues, but I mean, come on. Just put a little bit of sticky tack in the hat, and then that should keep it on his head fairly well. See? See, the sticky tack holds it on his head, so I guess I'll do that for now. But overall, pretty nice figure. And also, he's actually pretty tall, too. My only other complaint is it looks like the satchel is supposed to go here under his arm, but it's like, I don't know if you can actually remove his head to get it on. And I don't want to risk, like, breaking the guy trying to remove his head. Because I know you can remove the Taskmaster's head, but it's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to risk ruining the figure. For Hasbro's to do, implement double jointed elbows and knees. Yeah, I think most of their budget went into the painting and the sculpting, not really for the amount of pieces. But even if this was a posable statue, that still doesn't excuse the hat being really loose. Like, seriously. Now I'm wondering, are there any blast effects that look good on the end of the staff? Or can anything even connect on the end of the staff? That's a good blast effect. Maybe this. Let's try this Matrix of Leadership blast effect. You know, as if it's like blasting out light or something. Is that... Hey! There we go. Look at that. That's not a bad look, right? That's not that bad a look. I'm trying to get my head out of there because it keeps trying to focus on me, not the figure. That's not a bad. Oh, that's not a bad look. Well, anyway, there's Gandalf. Very nice figure. He will go right over there with the other Diamond Select figures. Put his hands over there as well. Now let's just transform Ratchet, and then I'll end the stream. So yeah, here is Ratchet again. I like his light piping really catches the light really easily, and I really like how it comes out. And I like the blue plastic they used on his chest. It really pops. Like, it really pops out at you. I'm assuming this goes in there. I'll just consult the instructions, but first I'm assuming I'll have to remove that gun. Open these up. the heck is going on? What the heck? What the heck is going on? What the? This guy's like transformation is all over the place. Oh. And then do I? Yep. You rotate that and you around. Oh wait, hang on. Did I miss a step? I missed something. What did I miss? Assuming you do this maybe, and then transform it like that, and then hinge this around like that, right? I'm trying to figure this out without consulting the instructions, but I'm starting to question that I need the instructions. Nope. I think I got it. I think I've got it. Yes, I do. That goes there. That goes there. Oop. Don't like that. That kind of pops out a little too easily for my liking. And then these close up like, obviously, those go in there. And this collapses up like that. These go where? Oh, these go in here. The arms go in there. That plugs in. Yep, plugs in. Plugs in. Come on. Why does this refuse to plug in? Maybe it's because I have to move this first. Oh, why does this refuse to plug in? There we go. Then those tab in right there. These tab in. I think I figured out Ratchet's vehicle mode. Turns into this Cybertronian vehicle, and then you can just plug the gun in on top, and there you go. That actually isn't bad looking. You know how when you plug a weapon on top of a vehicle and it kind of looks out of place? That actually doesn't look bad. Little rattly wheels. He really compresses down into a little car, but when he's in robot mode, he's actually quite big. That's cool. I like the metallic blue Autobot logo on his window there. That's actually really cool looking. That's cool. Pretty crazy on Ratchet. Pretty cool how much the thing compresses. Yeah, like I just said, it's pretty. Gandalf's about to light the darkest hour. Yeah, he is. But yeah, really does compress down quite a bit. I did have a little bit of a hard time getting some stuff to actually compress together, but he actually doesn't do that bad a job. My only problem is I feel like there's some clearance issues here on the bottom, but other than that, not bad. By the way, I did watch JJ Prime. Will there be a link to the stream? I can share one for you through Instagram. I can share a link to you through Instagram if you'd like. No, go back to that. Just give me a minute. I'll send you a link through Instagram, JJ. I'm doing that as a precaution just to avoid you know, certain people from joining in. No, that's not it. There we go. All right. It should have sent or should be going through to you right now. So hopefully you are getting it. Hopefully you are getting it right now, JJ. And it's through your main account, not your photos one. I can send it to both if you like. Hold on. That even send? I'll send it to your photos one as well. I sent it to both your account and your photos one, so hopefully that works on Instagram. By the way, since you're here, JJ Prime, I mentioned that I did shave down the peg. And now that flap holds down all the way. Just FYI, I wanted to mention that about Soundwave because we were talking about that before. But yeah, I got my Studio Series Deluxe Class Ratchet. Bumblebee Movie Studio Series Ratchet. He was the only one on Amazon that was in stock at the moment. I did see they had Brawn and Wheeljack, but for some reason in my area, they don't ship out for like 3 months. It was like, we'll ship out within 1 to 3 months. And I was like, okay. And then for some reason, Ratchet out of all 3 of them was in stock and ready to ship. So I was like, all right, I'll buy Ratchet. So I bought Ratchet. Here he is in hand, and he's pretty good. Hopefully he won't yellow on me. I'm going to really try to take care of him and make sure he doesn't yellow up. And then I also picked up a Lord of the Rings Diamond Select Toys Gandalf. Very nice looking figure. And then I think I mentioned about something else. No, nah. But Blaster. But yeah, that should have worked. Make sure you put on Boba Fett helmet and tell everyone that doesn't behave. They're on the bounty list. Oh, yes. I believe this should be JJ Prime.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hello there. Hey, can you bring in your Bumblebee movie sound me for a bit first? Yeah, can you bring that figure in first for a little bit? Turn him around. Can you turn him around? Yeah, that flap is supposed to go up, not down. Go up. That flap is supposed to go up. Fold up, upwards.
Like that?
Yes, that's the correct transformation. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, because I managed to get it to actually peg. I thought it was supposed to peg into this.
Right no, that's for alt mode. That's for alt mode. You know, that's the connection point for alt mode. So you don't use that. Yeah, for robot mode.
Weird, I never noticed that before.
Because when I watched your review, the robot mode first had that flap up for the proper transformation. That's how it was packaged in robot mode.
Well, yeah, I kind of reviewed him really fast because I got him like immediately, and then I was like, "Get the review out, get the review out!" And I like quickly threw it together, and so like it was like right as he came out of the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I did get the little extension onto his gun for Ravage, and then I was talking with Firewall earlier that the little Marvel Legends Iron Man blast effect can actually fit in the Soundwave gun.
What? That's crazy. Even the Marvel Legends figures can blush. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. Thought that was cool. I've been using those on Soundwave a lot.
Clever. Clever. It's really clever.
But yeah, I got Ratchet. For some reason, all the other figures on Amazon were like, "This isn't available in your area. This figure doesn't exist anymore." And then it was like, the Brawn and Wheeljack won't ship out within 1 to 3 months. And I was like, okay. And then for some reason, Ratchet was the only one that was in stock and ready to ship. I was like, add to cart.
Yeah.
His transformation is a lot crazier than I thought it would be.
It's a very intuitive transformation. I love transforming him. It's fun to mess with. Very smooth and enjoyable.
Like it goes all over the place.
Yeah.
Like just how much he like explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Also, I think this is the first time that you're seeing me the face on camera.
I don't think so. I've seen your face before. Like a long time ago.
What I mean is like every time I like on a stream, like every time I try to join on a stream, I never have my webcam with me when I'm on your streams.
But yeah, I finally found him.
Yeah, I saw that the Bumblebee. I still don't have that figure, but honestly, I'm kind of over it. I kind of don't really need him because I already have enough Bumblebees. But I knew that I did remember that was one that you really wanted. So I'm glad you found him.
Yeah, I'm glad that Malaysia actually restocked it. I was like, whoa, I found him, one last one, and then yeah, I had to buy it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. I bought it for one.
I also like how they added this gun feature on his back.
So it's funny because I have 3 mainline G1 Bumblebees in my collection.
Oh, you've got the I have the Origin Bee, and then I've also got the Bee from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee 4-pack.
Yeah, that one I don't really care for. I want a perfect mainline G1 Bumblebee that turns into a Volkswagen and looks enough cartoon accurate. So,
and you got it.
This is it. This is it.
The only thing he's missing is the Autobot logo on the chest.
Yeah, which is why I gave him a 9 out of 10. That's why he's missing the one. If he had the Autobot symbol, then it's perfect. So.
And then because I missed out on the old Earthrise Cliff Jumper, I found and picked up the Buzzworthy Bumblebee one.
Oh, nice. I'm still debating on that one because I already have this one that looks more striking to me anyway. So.
I mean, I missed out on the Earthrise one, and I'm fine having this guy. Plus, he's more cartoon accurate. I guess that's a bonus. But
that's true. That's
honestly,
true.
I mostly just wanted it because, also, funny enough, this is my first ever Cliff Jumper figure.
What?
I've never owned a Cliff Jumper before this guy. Not even the Bumblebee movie one.
The only Cliff Jumper I had before I got Earthrise Cliff Jumper was the the only Cliff Jumper figures I had before getting this guy. I had the War for Cybertron Deluxe Cliff Jumper.
Oh, the one from the video game.
Yeah, but the head was like incorrect. I had the Transformers Prime Cyberverse Legion class Cliff Jumper. I have that one. So I never got the Deluxe Cliff Jumper from Transformers Prime, but I'm glad I have this guy and the Studio Series Bumblebee Cliff Jumper because I absolutely love the Studio Series Cliff Jumper. Because
I still need the Studio Series Cliff Jumper. It's just the problem is that I just could never find it anywhere.
Oh. Yeah, I might put this away into the treasure chest of useless accessories. I might give Bumblebee's bazooka to Cliff Jumper because Bumblebee's bazooka looks better. So.
Actually, one of the things that I did, you know, that big green bazooka that came with the bee from the bee from the 4-pack.
Yeah.
I actually just strapped it on the back of Hound. Since it has that like military green, here's
Yeah.
Hound. I just kind of strapped it on Hound's back like he's really packing some firepower with him.
Actually looks good.
It has that militaristic green kind of color, so like I thought it would fit with
Oh,
Hound.
you have the Netflix version of Hound. I have the regular version of Siege Hound.
Well, I have both the regular version and the Netflix one, but technically the regular version is my brother's, and we were sharing that figure, so this is officially mine. But I do still have that original one on.
This one, I think this one is way better because it has way more paint than it's better paint than the Netflix one.
Yeah, I would agree, but the Netflix one was a gift, so
I love this figure. Really well done. Really,
Yeah.
really fantastic.
I also
detail.
really like where is he? One of my favorite Generation Selects figures so far is still Hotshot.
Even though he's not really accurate to his animation model.
It's because the painting is so different from. Hang on. He's got some dust. I have a can of compressed air with me in case I need to dust figures off. Like I was saying, the painting and the head sculpt is so vastly different from Hound on this guy that it makes him feel like an entirely different figure.
And the head sculpt.
Yeah. The head sculpt and just the painting in general, like it just makes this guy feel so different.
Firewall makes a valid point for Titan's Return Hardhead working better with these green bazooka because the green matches a lot better.
I guess the other reason why I also like this guy more than a lot of other Generation Selects figures is because he's actually like a brand new character, not like a repaint of a character. Like it's not like a G2 Megatron or it's not like a something Optimus Prime. Like it's a Hotshot. There's no other Hotshot toy other than the Generation Selects one, or unless that's in the modern style. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not where he's a repaint of an existing character. He is a repaint that's made into a character. Kind of like Sandstorm and Red Wing and where they're like original characters, not repaints of already existing characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is literally getting replaced with the core class Spike. Honestly,
as soon as I saw the new core class Spike, I was like, well, that figurine is already outdated.
Yeah.
Along with the Daniel Witwicky.
The minifig of Daniel, that one that looks like he's taking a
dump. That came with the slug that he's in. It looks like
it literally looks like he's taking a dump.
Yeah, he looks like he's taking a dump.
He can't even take off his exosuit. He looks like he's pooping in his own exosuit because his exosuit is literally the toilet.
Or he's trying to. He's like, hey, can you go to the bathroom in the exosuit? Inside the exosuit, and they're like, Spike never tried it. I'll be the first one. My only problem with my Ratchet is his hips came out a little too loose.
I have that issue too, but I'm not going to complain about it. So, yeah.
His waist is a little too loose, but at least that's not going to make him fall over.
Yeah. It's loose, but not too loose. So, still like.
I have this huge bin full of blast effects.
I have the Coronation Starscream as well. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have him right back there, and I used the throne for Megatron to sit on.
That works. That works so well.
Because technically the throne isn't Starscream's, it's Megatron's, because it's based on the command chair from the Nemesis.
I see.
So that's why I gave it to Megatron. I'm testing to see. No, that doesn't work. Maybe these. Dang it, there's like no blast effect that can go in Ratchet's gun.
I don't think it's boost compatible.
I'm trying to find a Bloosh from somewhere. No, like
Yeah.
there might be one maybe that will fit.
Reviews, and yeah, Ratchet's one is not. I don't think it's too compatible.
The Marvel one didn't fit; it was too small, and then all the other War for Cybertron ones didn't fit because the 5mm thing is too big.
I think Braun's gun is boost compatible.
I'm trying to see if I have any other blast effects in here from like another figure of some kind, maybe. Like maybe I don't know, something. So anyway, did you get any other figures recently, JJ?
No, Netflix Bumblebee was the only new one that I got. So,
Are there any figures that you're looking forward to?
I'm definitely looking forward to Studio Series Wave 16, which consists of 5 figures: Spike, Sludge, Ironhide, RC, and Junkyard. Or no, they're calling him Junkheap now because they lost the rights to Junkyard, unfortunately. So they're calling him Junkheap again.
How does that look?
Looks good. Looks nice.
It's a little too loose. It's a bit of a loose fit, but it sits in there fine.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to the legacy stuff, especially the 4-class Iguanas. Man, that figure looks excellent.
Yeah, Iguanas looks good. Skywarp, I'm not a Seeker completionist. I don't need him.
I'm only getting Skyward because of the weapon that combines with the other 2 weapons to become the
His
sword.
Cybertronian tuning fork.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I'm only getting him for that. So, yeah. And I'm definitely excited for the other legacy figures, like the deluxe class stuff.
Probably the most anticipated thing of all of Legacy for me has got to be the Menasor.
Oh yeah, that thing is.
I really, really want to see how Menasor turns out.
Yes, we haven't gotten the combiner since 2015, 7 years. So
technically, we did get the re-release of those like Generation Selects re-releases of like the Seacons and the King Poseidon and that one re-release of like Abominus and
Volcanicus. Volcanicus. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like those are still combiners releases, but like this is a brand new combining system.
Yeah, I mean, Piranha was pretty good. He looks good in combined mode. I like the proper hands and the proper feet.
Yeah,
But I think anyway, I hope to see Hasbro redo the Seacons again with the new combined they're doing for Mentor. So if they can do that, then that would be great.
yeah. I'm also really looking forward to the Menasor, also because I'm glad that they chose to do Menasor first because he was the one who really needed a new update.
Yeah, Combiner Wars Menasor was
Because
no.
Combiner Wars Menasor was the worst combiner out of everyone in that entire toy line.
I mean, in hand, I have him in hand. I mean, he doesn't look that bad in hand. I like the head.
But then they repainted it into the G2 colors, and that made it worse.
Yeah,
he's all bright purple and blue and yellow and turquoise and whatever other crazy color.
Very weird color scheme and no.
But yeah, like I'm glad that they chose to do Menasor first because he was the one out of all those Combiner Wars figures that really needed the update the most. Like, I mean, Bruticus still holds up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Bruticus is the worst because they did no Bruticus, Vortex, Blast off, no. Brawl, just no. Swindle, why is he too bulky? Onslaught is the only good one.
It's just, but really, it doesn't matter about the individual figures. It was the combined mode that really mattered.
Yeah, but
because
again,
the thing was with Menasor, they focused on the individual bots and not the combiner. Bruticus, they focused on the combiner and not the individual ones. Like they really were pick and choosing which ones to look the best and which ones, like they were really like compromising in some places, and you could really tell. Where this new Menasor, they're not compromising anything; they're going all in.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like really looking forward to it because like that drag strip
Drag
already.
strip. Drag strip.
And
Oh,
and
the
the
extra.
fact that they're making Motormaster the new supposedly the commander class because of his huge trailer and the main robot and like all that has got to go into the combined mode and like I
Yeah.
really want to see how that turns out.
Yeah, and yeah, drag strip. The moment I saw pictures of Legacy drag strip, I'm like, woo, he's a sexy bot. So
Drag strip and kickback are my most anticipated figures of the legacy wave, and then the bulkhead and then the bulkhead and
laser
the
prime.
bulkhead and skids, and then the prime are after that. But like my main two is the kickback and the drag strip,
They did a great job with kickback.
and then RC I'm ignoring that one.
I mean that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I might get her if I found her for like on clearance or like cheap, but like I'm not gonna get her for full price like on day one. Like I'm gonna wait on her.
Yeah, but for me, I have no choice because usually my shop sells all four deluxes in a pack.
Yeah,
So,
and I don't blame you.
yeah,
And besides, what's wrong with getting out a early review on it when you get it?
I mean,
It's just I'm not willing to even review that thing early, even if I
the
found it.
Voyagers, like for the Voyagers, I'm definitely excited for Bulkhead and Blaster because I don't have Kingdom Blaster yet. So, oh man, you have him.
This is the Kingdom version, but like, is there really any differences other than
The
packaging?
same toy. It's the same exact toy, just in a different package.
The only thing I would say is a bonus about this figure over Legacy is that this guy comes with a card, but is that really that much a difference? No.
The cards are just annoying. I don't like the cards. Honestly. I appreciate them,
So,
but
like,
yeah.
and honestly, the packaging for the Legacy figure looks cooler than the packaging on this guy. Like the Kingdom packaging still looks pretty good, but like that purple and like it just pops more.
Yeah, I love the Legacy packaging. I love how obscure it looks, and eject looks good. Eject looks good.
This guy does not feel brittle, thankfully.
Like, yeah, I mean it's your copy, so it probably it's just a case of your money's may vary. So yeah,
And I'm just saying, like the clear plastic, like he does not feel brittle at all.
like no stress marks.
Nope. I've had him for like 2 weeks now, and no stress marks or anything. And I've transformed him pretty consistently.
Oh.
And remember how on Siege Soundwave he had that little molding of the finger, so you could have him articulate to push the button on his shoulder?
Yes, right, yeah.
Blaster also has that little molded finger.
Oh yes, yes.
So you can make him push the button on his belly to eject the little.
Yeah.
To eject.
You know, I've heard people say that Blaster was an extensive retool of Soundwave, but I'm glad he's not because he's an totally new mold. Like nothing's
Yeah,
changed.
I don't. There's nothing. I can't see anything that would be. The only thing I could see them reusing is them just, the opening gimmick.
But that one opens like not too far. This one opens like further.
Yeah, this one doesn't. The reason why this one doesn't open that far is because the button is down here and holds it open at that angle, where the Soundwave one, it's on his shoulder.
Yeah.
But it opens as the exact same mechanism, just the button's in a different place. Also,
Yeah.
I'm telling you this right now. This figure has got to be one of the best of this year.
Best mainline G1 Blaster as well. This is way better than Plains Return. Way better.
Like, I'm just saying that now, this guy, I really enjoy this figure a lot more than a lot of other figures, and I highly doubt I'm going to get another Voyager class that's as good or better than this guy this year.
Yeah, it's really clean. Very clean. No backpack. So it's so clean. I mean, the butt flap may be an eyesore for people, but not for me anyway. It's the back.
And like the alt mode is really, really well done. Like his boombox mode is in the exact scale for commander class figures to sling him over his shoulder and boom out music.
Really? Oh.
I should probably post a photo of it in the TF tribe or something, but I had a pose of Jetfire slinging Blaster over his shoulder like this.
I kind of wish Blaster was in the SS86 line, but it's okay. He still looks really cartoon accurate, fits well with the 86 stuff. So
at least he doesn't have any like at least he doesn't have any of that siege like scuff marks or anything.
Best Perceptor I've ever seen, ever.
I really want Perceptor, and I've been hunting very hard for him, and I can't find him anywhere.
When people review the Perceptor, they never knew this trick to the scope. They never showed this, but I showed this in my review. Like, you can actually, you can see there's a tab sticking out. Like, what's that tab for? You see it?
Yeah.
And then there's a slot right there.
Oh, I'm putting 2 and 2 together already.
Look at that! Hey.
So if you want a cleaner Perceptor without the
it's pretty clever. Like that, they have the scope hiding behind the leg itself, and when you look at straight from the front, you can't see it at all. So that's clever. Like that's really clever. I love that feature. Like, wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, when you get this Blaster, you're gonna be very happy with him.
But here's the thing, man. The instructions never told you this. The instructions never show you this. I figured it out myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that the instructions kind of leave out.
But I like how the instructions actually show you how to get into the tank mode because they didn't do it with the Titans Return version. So
yeah, because the Titans Return version, it was just kind of like, oh, it's a fan thing. We'll never tell. Ooh.
It's an Easter egg. So
even though it's a piece of crap.
Really? I think Perceptor looks good though.
No, I'm just saying, I mean he's tank mode.
It's
an Easter egg, even though it's garbage.
Although it has wheels, though. It has wheels.
I mean, he has the treads, but the scope sticks out way too far to where it looks like a flimsy tank.
Well, this one, the tank mode looks better, I think.
Well, it definitely looks better, but it doesn't change the fact that
the tank mode is useless. Honestly, it never happened in the cartoon. It's only for the G1 toy. That's a good looking eject. I like that. He's so articulated. Oh wow.
Yeah. See how he's got see how that's hollow in there?
Yeah.
I'm squishing the plastic. Like it's really hard. Like I'm actually squishing it. And it actually feels like really solid plastic. Like it doesn't feel flimsy or brittly. Like this guy is really solid for having clear plastic. Like I do not feel like this guy will break anytime soon. I'm happy with that.
Odd. That's pretty odd. It seems that Hasbro can make clear plastic hard plastic.
But they can't seem to figure out how to get they can't seem to figure out how to get some of their figures. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to say. Hasbro manages to make clear plastic that's not brittle or breaks, and yet they can't seem to save us from white plastic still yellowing.
Yeah, that definitely is an issue.
Yeah, I was mentioning earlier in the video, my shattered glass star screen has already kind of started to yellow on this calf panel here.
Oof, that's the back, so... Ugh.
I know, but it's like, he hasn't even been in the sun. He's been in, the dark, he's been, close to the floor, no shadows, no light. How does he even yellow without even being in the light? And some people have even complained about the Starscream showing up, and they open him brand new out of box, and it's already got yellowed parts. It's not about sunlight, it's about age.
You know, with the blaster being a completely new mold instead of being a retool of Netflix Soundwave, it's the same deal with Earthrise Sunstreaker and Earthrise Wheeljack.
Yeah, they look so similar, but I think they just share like a exoskeleton, but like it's just so different.
Yeah, they share similar transformation schemes, but this one still has some extra steps that this one doesn't have.
Yeah.
So, so this one, like, I don't even see anything that is shared between Wheeljack and Sunstreaker. Like, the arms are completely different, the legs are completely different, even the crotch is different. So,
Yeah, like they share certain similar design cues, but like they're still pretty different from each other.
yeah, this one I can definitely say this one is a brand new mold rather than being a retool of this guy. Like, share
Yeah.
similar transformation scheme, but in terms of the molding, this one is completely new, like brand new, completely brand new. And 'cause that's what Kiyobuchi said also. So yeah, that's what. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely. My next review is going to be on the Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Surtur.
Mm.
This big old thing. Look how big this sword is.
Whoa, that's a huge sword.
It's like the size of a kitchen knife.
Look at that. Wow, look at that. Just look at that.
So anyway, I'm gonna review him next, and then after Surtur, I'll review Ratchet here.
It's cool, man. Cool. You know, I don't
Unless,
really buy. You know, I don't really buy repaints because repaints I don't care.
unless it's Seekers.
It, yeah, I had to get all six seekers. I had no choice. Um, but yeah, I had to get Shadow Panther. I don't know why, but I just love the look of this guy more than Cheetor. I mean, I still love my Cheetor. I still love that figure.
In my old review, before it got deleted off the channel, I mentioned in that review I liked Shadow Panther more than the Cheetor.
Hmm. I don't know. It's just I love the silver paint on him. I love the new head sculpt, and it just it looks really good. I'm gonna transform him right now to Robot Bear, really quick because it's an easy transformation. So
By the way, I wouldn't be mad to see this guy repainted as a twin cast.
that would be nice for a select figure, you know.
Yeah, but then again, a lot of Generation Selects repaints they've been putting into the main line recently.
Oh yeah, like Sandstorm, Buzzsaw, and Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I was like, aren't those like Generation Selects type things? Like, why are those in the main
Those are
line?
just like Walmart exclusives, like you know.
Well, yeah, but like, still, that's still main line though.
True.
Because
True.
Generation Selects are only order online / like fan channel exclusive.
The only figures I would get from those Walmart exclusives are Nightcrawler and Buzzsaw because I actually like the paint jobs and new head for Buzzsaw. I like that, you know. And
The only
I love the Cheetor mold, and I love how Nightcrawler is an Autobot, not a Maximal. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm still not convinced. The only one that I'm kind of on the fence about is the Sandstorm, because I found out about the lore implications behind that character.
Mm.
He's that Sandstorm is based on an old BotCon figure that was a repaint of the original '90s figure of Scorponok, and
Mm.
he's characterized as being Primus's first creation.
What?
Yeah, Sandstorm is characterized in the old BotCon comics. He's characterized as being the first creation of Primus.
What? That makes sense.
He was originally supposed to be called something else, but Hasbro didn't have the rights to that name, so they were like, "Hey, BotCon, reuse a name that we need to save the copyright for before we lose the copyright on it." So they just went through and they were like, "Sandstorm, I guess."
This is what it is. Like the silver paint, really,
Yeah, the silver paint definitely makes him shine more.
Yeah, it looks good. Like
And that new head sculpt too.
head sculpt, I love this mutant head sculpt. It's so creepy. And
Yeah, I have the mutant the mutant Tigertron figure who also has that head.
yeah,
The bigger version.
and of course, that's the brothers. I had to get all three of them. You know, Blue Streak, Crawl, and Smoke Screen. I had no choice at all because it's the three
Yeah.
that's in man. It's the three that's in brothers. You can't have one without the other, man.
What about pipes?
Pipes. Yes, I have pipes.
What do you think of that repaint slash retool?
Pretty
Because
good. You know,
technically,
at
because
least
technically he does. I actually think he's better than Huffer.
I mean, I still love Huffer. I still love that little figure.
Well, yeah, I still love Huffer. I'm just saying, like, I had a more fun time posing and playing with pipes than I did with Huffer.
Mm.
I think the main reason why I had so much fun with it is because I love the dual fusion cannons on his arms.
Yes.
And I had a lot of fun posing him around. Like,
He's very cartoon accurate too. Like, wow.
now this isn't pipes. This is
Puffer.
Puffer.
Puffer. Yeah, but it's the same toy. It's the
But
same.
I'm just trying to demonstrate to get my point across. One of my favorite things to pose this guy around with was let's see, where is it? One of my favorite things to do with this guy was I loved posing him around with these blast effects on the cannons.
Okay.
I love this.
Whoa.
Like just
That's
him
fun.
like just him juking it out like this with Decepticons.
Wow.
Like I just love how this looks. It's like or he's blasting really hard that he's like throwing himself backwards.
That's awesome.
Like I don't know. I just have more fun of a time posing this guy and playing around with the pipes molds.
His
Slash
wave mate Slammer. I absolutely love this Slammer figure. Like,
Yeah, I like Slammer. I just wish that the ab joint I wish was just tighter on mine.
yeah,
Because-
mine's a little bit loose. It's also loose, but it's not that loose. It's not too loose.
Because mine's loose to the point where like I barely touch it and he falls over because how loose it is.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because my friend also got Slammer, and his turned out tight, and I was like, why is it just mine?
I think it's just the character mileage may vary. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh,
Not
also,
all copies. Not all the copies. Seeing, you know. Yeah.
I'm just proud of how I displayed Wheeljack on the shelf. I displayed Wheeljack on the shelf with the Energon, the energy conductors under his arm.
We need a Cybertronian Wheeljack, please.
Yeah, I still was interested in seeing a Siege Wheeljack.
Yeah, that would have been cool. You know.
Like out of all the figures they could have made for Siege,
Prime. Firewall Tigatron is not the same mold as Cheetor. He's not the exact same mold as Cheetor. Tigatron is a brand new mold. He may look similar to Cheetor, but that's it. He's similar, not the same mold. Different engineering. I mean, similar engineering, but still, there's some piece of engineering that's different. So, Firewall, Tigatron, they did not use Tigatron for Ravage and Shadow Panther. They only used Cheetor for Ravage and Shadow Panther. Shadow Panther is a repaint of Cheetor. Tigatron is a completely different mold. It's bigger, it's a Voyager class, and so yeah, they only use Cheetor for Ravage and Shadow Panther, not Tigatron. And I have lost Briximus Prime. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I guess I'm the host of this live now. I guess. I guess I'm the host. Okay, I'm the host of this live. Um, I don't know what happened, but I guess we lost connection. Okay, right. Like see here. Like Tigatron. You compare Tigatron and Cheetor. They're different. They're vastly different in terms of molding. Yeah, Tigatron is literally a different mold compared to this guy.
No.
What happened there? Lost you for a bit.
Yeah, my power went out.
Oh, okay.
Not my power like in the house, like my power on my computer.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, Firewall, just to confirm with you, Tigatron is a separate mold compared to this guy. So,
Yes, Tigatron has some transformation stuff that is a lot different, and that I actually like more than Cheetor.
yeah.
Like how he has that shin panel that goes in and out when you move the beast legs.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
That one shin panel that like moves around.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the way how his head sleep, like there's a lot of different engineering stuff. I mean, it was the same thing as the masterpiece version was an entirely brand new tool, and nothing was reused from Cheetor.
Yeah. Plus, he's bigger. You can see he's
Yeah.
Voyager size. They did not use this mold for this guy because if they used this mold for this guy, they would just straight repaint it into Tigatron. But
And
they
it,
didn't.
and I mean, they could have just like upscaled it and then repainted it because they can technically do that with some figures. I mean, that is what they did for the Earthrise, the Earthrise Starscream mold. It was
But they did a transformation for that as well.
that was based directly off the engineering in the mold of the old
classics.
the old classics figure. It was just upscaled and then just added some bits of articulation and stuff here and there that was slightly more updated, but like it was still basically the same figure, just upscaled.
Mm. Ooh.
The Ravage I think actually turned out pretty okay. The Beast Wars Ravage figure, I think that turned. Because what's nice is
the Beast Wars Ravage figure, in my opinion, I think that turned out really well. Yeah, Sheriff's legs with Cheetor, but the top portion of the body, way different from Cheetor.
The and his thighs as well. Those are also different.
The front legs of the Beast Mode also share from Cheetor, but I love Beast Wars Ravage.
I'm actually glad that they kept the tail on his back because it kind of serves as a third leg when you're posing him around or like when you're just getting him to stand up. Like you just hinge it down to where his feet are, and it just kind of serves as a third leg, making him more stable.
Didn't he have a tail in the cartoon?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Beast Wars Ravage. I think he's pretty screen accurate from the front.
I really like how they made his jaw move up and down. Like I thought that was a nice little touch because it brings out a lot of expression in his face when it's opened or closed or even like midway. Like brings out a lot of. I also like how you actually can put the guns, like you can holster the guns on his hips. I thought that was a cool feature.
Mm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like how he comes with G1 Ravage because I never owned the G1 Ravage. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. A cute touch.
Yeah, I just put the G1 Ravage right with my I put it with my G1 reissue of Soundwave. Because I have G1 reissue Soundwave, which came with the Buzzsaw, and then I have G1 reissue of Laserbeak and Frenzy.
I'm gonna check if my Shopee has a G1 Soundwave.
I don't know. Blue Frenzy or Rumble. But those are the only G1 reissue figures that I have for like the Soundwave stuff, and so when I got the Ravage, it was just a nice little add-on.
Oh, what is this? No. I think trying to see if they have G1 Soundwave, G1 reissue.
The
No.
figure that I wanted the most out of these these Bumblebee movie Autobots, I really want Brawn the most.
Oh yeah, I have Braun in a fantastic figure.
Because again, just like Cliff Jumper, I do not own a single Brawn toy.
The other bronze I only had before Bumblebee movie Braun is the little Legion class Braun from a long time ago, and then the Revenge of the Fallen Braun, and the Titans Return Braun, the Titan
That Revenge
Master.
of the Fallen one, I actually have considered getting many times. That old Revenge of the Fallen one is actually
It's a pretty cool figure. I really like it. The one articulation he needed is ankle tilts, but it's a movie figure. I can give it a pass. But yeah, the Revenge of the
because
Fallen Braun, I
even
like
if the
transform.
movies didn't do very well, the toys were always really good.
Yeah,
And that Brawn figure was definitely one of them.
yeah. If Studio Series can do a an updated version of Revenge of the Fallen Braun, that would be nice. That would be really nice.
That actually would be cool if they made a sub series of Studio Series figures where it's of old movie toys, not movie characters. Like that'd be really interesting.
That would be nice.
Like
I've
they
heard
could even
they're gonna do. I heard they're gonna do a breakaway, and if that sells well, they're gonna do Warpath in the video games.
yes, Warpath from the video game would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I mean, I guess the sky's the limit. I mean, because they're doing that Nest Bumblebee,
Yeah, I don't know why they had to do that, but
and that was from the concept art.
yeah, to be honest, I actually kind of like the cover scheme for Nest Bumblebee. I don't know.
I never owned the off-road Bumblebee, even though I really tried to get it many times. So I'm just kind of using that as the excuse to kind of finally get that mold.
Oh, oh.
And again, I even though I also don't own that figure, I also do like the color scheme that little bit more. Oh, whoa!
What? What
I
happened?
didn't realize that Ratchet had like a diaphragm pivot.
What? What? Whoa! I
You know
didn't
that
notice.
you know that transformation joint that makes you swivel his legs around to put him in the front of the vehicle mode?
Yes.
When you use that joint in robot mode, it allows for a diaphragm pivot.
What? Holy! I did not know that. I did not notice that. The instructions in your
Also the chest doesn't have to be plugged in all the way. That's the other thing. Because there is that tab right down here that the bottom of the abdomen plugs into. Just unplug that, and then he's got the diaphragm pivot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this double dealer because when they
Yeah,
did the double
I
dealer,
don't
it was
get why people kept trashing on him so much.
yeah, it's a really cool figure. I really like him. You know, nice triple changer. Nice nod to
He's
the
got like
G1
a bunch
toy.
of bells and whistles and like all these cool features and like even like old toy references.
Yeah, and has the you know pointing the rocket upwards, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you also can open up his chest to accommodate one of his old cassettes from back in the day.
Not cassettes, Power Masters,
Whatever.
and
You get what I mean. Like you can like they added that feature
yeah, they did.
like, purposefully so that you could buy the Generation Selects 4-pack.
Yeah,
Because Hasbro just wants our money, don't they?
yep.
If Hasbro and Paramount really wanted our money that badly, why did you delay Rise of the Beasts, for crying out loud?
Yeah, you can just get our money from the toys, man. Jeez.
At least they're making the good decision of these Bumblebee movie figures because these guys turned out pretty well.
Yeah, they're really well done, really well made. Yeah.
You like look how dynamic that looks with the diaphragm pivot.
Mm. Look at that. Just look at that. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Like, that looks really good. More points go to Rat. I think I can forgive the loose hips now. After seeing that diaphragm pivot, I'm like, I think I can forgive the loose hips now.
Okay, so,
I don't know why, but I find his red square shoulders really satisfying to pose.
Hmm.
He's like square shoulder. I don't know why. There's something just satisfying about these being moving parts. And the other thing I also like is the light piping. Like, catches light so easily.
Yeah.
Like, you know how some figures, like, the light piping only works unless like the light is like this close to it, but then some other figures it just like naturally catches light like so seamlessly. Like, there's not a lot of figures that do that. Like, the only figures I can think of that have done that before is the Siege Soundwave, the Siege Shockwave, and like maybe like one or two others. But it's like not a lot of figures have light piping nowadays anymore, and like a lot of figures need it.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this chunky figure. Look at this. Look at this chunky boy. Chunky dude.
I mean, I do understand that the knees were an issue, but like you don't have to hate on the figure so much on everything else.
Like, I don't have any issue with the knees. Like, when I transformed him to his bird mode.
The only problem with my knees is they're really loose on both joints. The actual knee joint and the transformation joint are both loose on mine.
And they're not loose at all.
I'm not saying loose where they won't hold poses. I'm saying loose where like I try to get him into a dynamic pose and he falls over every time.
Yeah.
Like, he's very top heavy to the point where his knees like don't hold his weight.
Let's see. There we go.
Yeah, I was glad you were finally able to join on this live stream, JJ. Just FYI, just you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Hey.
Yeah. Me and my friend were trying to characterize the giant missile that Double Dealer carries around, and we came up with the idea that the missile that he has we called it a Titan killer. That it's like one of the few like Cybertronian made weapons that can take down a Titan.
Ah.
So like and it's like Double Dealer's like the only guy who like knows where to get them or like how to build them or whatever. So it's like when people hire him, they can hire him for any kind of job, and then there's also those very select few jobs that they're like, hey, can you take down this Titan for us? And he'll be like, he's like, it's going to cost you. like I just thought that was a cool idea. Like the missile is like the lore implication that like just me and my friend just kind of came up with is that it's like this powerful missile that is able to take down Titans. Because it's like there's no other Cybertronian weapon that can really take down Titans. Except for maybe the Star Saber.
Whoa, okay.
Which, speaking of, I'm still really anticipating that Transformers Victory Saber. He's looking pretty cool. I also like how on his packaging, they've been talking about how his packaging actually has the Legacy logo on it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be part of the Wolverine Cybertron Trilogy toy line, but no, he's actually part of the Legacy toy line.
Yeah, they're making the because technically the HasLab project of Unicron was part of the War for Cybertron, so they're like, all right, now that we're moving into Legacy, let's have this next HasLab project be part of Legacy. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Redwind. Firewall says we desperately need a new Dreadwind and Blackwing. Technically, it's supposed to be Dreadwing, but they called him Dreadwind because they didn't have the copyright for Dreadwing at the time.
Oh no! Dreadwing is only like the combined jet form. Because Dreadwind and Blackwing or Darkwing combined together to form the big huge jet known as Dreadwing.
Yeah, but that jet was not that good.
Yeah.
Didn't really hold all together. I would have preferred them just calling him Dreadwing and just had him combined into a jet and you just call it the Super Jet or something. How the Prime versions are combiner wars jet formers, so not good in all honesty. I actually don't mind the Dreadwind because that was actually one of my first Transformers that I bought when I got back into Transformers again.
The reason why I like Dreadwind's figure because it's just that like so much retooling between Dreadwind and the original Aerialbot mold. So like there's so much different toolings compared between the two. So that's
for me,
why
it's just I have a nostalgic soft spot for the Dreadwind because he was one of those first figures that I bought when I got back into the hobby.
And another reason why, and again, Blackwing is the same reason because he looks good in jet mode and robot mode, and he's fun to mess with. He actually looks so different compared to the original Aerialbot molds. So yeah, it's like
another some other figures we also could use some from redos of is some of the G2 like original characters.
Like what's his name? They revealed a third-party version of him. What's his name? No, what's his name? Pyro, I think that's his name.
There was also the
Pyro, yeah, Pyro.
There's Pyro, there's Slapdash, there's also what the heck's his name again? He's kind of like the equivalent to Ultra Magnus. Like he suffers of gold plastic syndrome.
What was his name? I forgot.
He turns into a big rig, like he's that big rig, and he's like, hang on, his name. He's inside of the newer version of the Wreckers team in that one IDW comic.
And I'm not too familiar.
Let me look him up. I'm looking him up so that I don't forget him.
I really like Mainframe. I really like this guy.
Yeah, I also like Mainframe. I also like how he's based on an Action Master. I think that's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Like I like how he transforms to a Teletran 1. That's pretty nice. So, yeah. It would have been better if the arc was actually called Teletran himself. Because
maybe. I actually kind of thought of that. I thought they were going to do that.
if you have a transformable arc, you need a nemesis.
What's his name? Thunderclash.
Yes, Thunderclash. They did a Mastermind Creations toy for that.
That's the guy I was thinking of. Thunderclash.
Yeah, they did a Mastermind Creations Thunderclash.
Thank you, comic book.
Yeah, the IDW comic book. They did a fans. They have a fans hobby.
Yeah, I did see that. The fans hobby figure.
Yeah, fans hobby.
Yeah. I have a huge stack of IDW Transformers comics.
MGO never reviewed Fans Hobby God Bomber, so he never showed off the Fans Hobby the God Jinrai thing.
He probably got busy with just other stuff and just never got around to it. Because I actually can relate. Because there's always a figure that I want to review, but then I get something else that's brand new, and I'm like, I want to review this first before that. Like the Marvel Legends Surtur figure, this was supposed to get reviewed back in January, and it kept getting pushed back because of newer stuff that I wanted to review first. like the Ratchet and the Blaster and like the Doctor Strange and like a bunch of other figures. Like there's a bunch of other stuff I wanted to review first. I just
Yeah.
never got around to it until now.
MGO has the BS03 knockoff Challenger, which I'm definitely gonna get in the future.
Oh yeah, I did see that review go up. It's meant to be the knockoff, the KO
Knockoff Unique
version.
Toys Challenger oversized version. So
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like even bigger.
yeah, he looks awesome. Like looks great.
Yeah, I hope the hands look a lot better because the hands on Challenger looked a little too plasticky, toy looking. You know, like they had no paint on them, so I hope the KO has paint on the hands.
The KO definitely has a lot of paint. I'm looking at it right now.
Just wanted to show this off really fast. My birthday was not that long ago, and I
Okay.
got this Lego set for my birthday.
Oh, what is that?
This is the Lego Ideas blacksmith shop.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
It is very detailed. It's like $150 in US dollars.
Mm.
And it's very heavily detailed, and it's even labeled as a expert 18 plus Lego set.
Mm.
What's also cool is the furnace here that forges all of the weapons has a light brick in it.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
So the forge lights up and everything, and
I really like that. I kind of wish I had more Lego sets because the Legos look pretty cool when they're built.
I also have. I didn't get this for my birthday, but I also have the giant Daily Bugle. Actually, for my birthday, I also got the Batmobile from the new Batman movie.
So sorry, I'm yawning. I was yawning just now.
I also got this for my birthday as well. It's that hallway scene from Mandalorian Season 2 when Luke is taking down all of the Dark Troopers in the hallway. By the way, I saw the new Batman movie twice already,
Oh wow!
and I really liked it. I really liked the Batman movie.
Hmm.
Did you ever watch it? It is 3 hours, or no, it's 2 hours and like 56 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
I actually thought the movie was a little bit better than Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I heard that it's pretty good, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Robert Pattinson as Batman.
I really liked it. I really liked Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Well, once the movie is available on HBO Max on my HBO Max on April 19th, then I'll watch it and I will see.
One of the things that I liked about Robert Pattinson's Batman is he didn't speak a whole lot. Like he spoke in like very few words. It was always and he didn't like force it.
Spoilers. I want to watch the movie myself. Please don't
It
spoil
isn't
anything.
spoilers. I'm just saying like the way how he portrays Batman feels so different, but also feels like familiar. Like, does that make sense?
Mm, mm. But yeah, I want to watch the movie myself. I want to see his portrayal, so that I don't know how to feel about the Riddler though.
I liked the Riddler. I thought he was done pretty well. He's technically based on Hush. In the comics, there's a storyline called Batman Hush. What happens in the storyline is the Riddler. Now you don't find there's this new villain named Hush, and you're like, oh, who is this guy? and he's like this serial killer that goes around and does all this like stuff, and he leaves clues
There
or whatever.
were some animated films I've seen where they portrayed Riddler as the Hush himself.
Yes, and then at the end of the comic series, it was the big reveal was that it was Riddler, and everyone was like what? Like no one was. It was one of the biggest like plot twists in comic books in a long time. And then it got so popular, it got put into those animated shows and movies, and then they did it into this new Batman movie. So they took the original Riddler and Hush and they blended them together
Mm.
and made this new
Watch
version of.
if you watch Superman and Lois season 2, oh my goodness, that had a great story twist. Because I thought the next villain of Superman and Lois was going to be Doomsday, but considering that Superman and Lois happened like after Supergirl, or I don't know, after the Crisis of Infinite Earths, um,
Yeah.
and they mentioned that Superman. They mentioned earlier on in the Arrowverse that Superman, fought against Doomsday and he defeated him without getting killed himself. Um,
Mm.
so I'm like, okay, so that means Doomsday is not gonna appear because Doomsday is dead already. So
Yeah, he's kind of dead at that point.
yeah, he was kind of dead at that point. I'm like, so then this new villain, or anti-hero kinda, he was wearing a suit that is referencing Doomsday's green suit. It was
Mm.
referencing that. I was like, wait a minute, is that going to be Doomsday? And then when they like a couple episodes later, they revealed that it was actually a uh, a bizarre version of Kal El, and it still call himself Kal El, not Bizarro, but it looks like Bizarro. Um,
Mm. So kind of like in the similar way with Riddler, where it's like it looks more like Hush, but it's still called Riddler.
yeah, it's like that actually because was
Okay.
one episode where this bizarre version of Kal El was speaking English and speaking fluently, and
Mm.
I'm like, hey, so this does not have the same. Uh,
Oh, um,
um,
see you
all right,
later. Firewall.
all right, see you later, man. See you, Firewall. Take care, man.
Take care.
You take
Yeah,
care.
you're welcome. Thanks for joining on the stream.
But yeah, I was like I was shocked when they revealed it as a bizarre version of Kal El, like almost Bizarro-ish, but it's
Yeah,
still Kal El, but in a different from a different dimension. So
yeah.
I'm like,
I,
wow.
I I didn't really get too big into the CW shows, the CW DC shows. I was at first. I liked the Flash when it started out. I liked Arrow, and I watched a little bit of Supergirl, but like a little bit later into the Flash, like around its like fourth or fifth season, I really got uninterested. And in Arrow, I got really uninterested. And I never watched Crisis on Infinite Earths or any of those other shows that tie into it. But I do
Mm,
know the story. Like I had a friend that explains the entire story of everything I missed. And honestly, I didn't need to watch it in my opinion.
yeah. For me, Green Arrow's death that hurt me a lot
Yeah,
because I loved Stephen Amell as Green Arrow, aka Oliver
you're not
Queen.
the only one who I've heard that from.
Yeah, I mean, I was like really hurt when he died, and I don't even know if Stephen Amell really wants to do an Arrow season 9 because I heard that he wants to do an Arrow season 9. Considering they canceled the spin-off series for Green Arrow and the Canaries, so
Yeah.
so
Um
he's considering it. So yeah.
also just one other thing about the Batman movie, just to kind of not a spoiler, but just to kind of give you like a heads up. The movie is definitely darker. Like out of every Batman movie that has happened, this one definitely has more darker, more realistic tones to it.
Um, uh,
Because they did also mention they did one of the director mentioned before and after the movie, this Batman is supposed to be as quote unquote realistic as possible, while still giving him like, a little bit of fantasy, like, stuff here and there. Like he has bulletproof armor, but he doesn't have to explain how it's bulletproof. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like they don't have to come up with some big explanation like, oh, it's this super rare metal from Africa. Like they're just like, it's bulletproof armor. Like that's realistic, but also still applying some fantasy level to it because it's like it's bulletproof, but like to a ridiculous degree.
Mm-hmm.
So like I really liked it. Like if I had to give the Batman movie a
Rating. A rating.
like a rating, I would give it a solid, real solid 9 out of 10. I just had tiny little nitpicks here and there throughout the movie that would have just polished the movie that little bit more, but I don't blame it too much because the movie did do most of its filming during COVID, like right in the chunk of when everyone had to stay home and all that. So it's like, you know, like you can't blame the movie for having little things wrong with it here and there because I mean, like that's really hard to do films when you're at home. I mean, unless you do stop motion. But anyway, yeah, I really liked it. Even the movie even convinced me to buy a figure of the Batman from the movie.
Just don't put it on the heater, please, because MGO made a mistake.
Emgo made a mistake of what?
He put his Batman figure, the McFarlane version, on the heater, on his heater. He put it there for a long time. Then when he came back down, completely melted off.
The Batman melted off of the heater.
The plastic just melted, and the arm was just like so like all down, and then the face was just like it all melted away. Like
Yeah, that's the figure I also got was the McFarlane Toys Batman.
yeah, just don't put it on the heater, please. If you have a heater, just don't.
I don't have a heater.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
He's on the shelf right now, and even if the heater that's on the ceiling, he's far away from that, and that thing doesn't blow very hard. So I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure he's fine. My only complaint with that figure is I wish he came with more I wish he came with more interchangeable hands. Because he only has the one hand that you stick the grapple gun in, and then he has the one grabby hand. Like I wish he had just a little more variety of hands. Like fists, another grabby hand for the other hand, and maybe like some open hands. I don't know, something like that. But yeah. So yeah, just doing a brief recap of what I did for the stream. I unboxed my Diamond Select Toys Gandalf.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, like that.
Let me see if I can get a little bit light. A little less light off of it. There we go.
Hey, if you like Star Trek, did you know that there's a new Star Trek series coming out soon from Paramount?
I'm not really that big into Star Trek.
It's a prequel series to the original Star Trek films. So
I did watch Star Trek Wrath of Khan and the first one, and like I've talked about, I've watched some of the a few Star Trek and Into Darkness and a couple others, but I'm not really big into it as some people are.
And apparently they're considering making Star Trek 4. Even though that Chekhov won't be in the movie.
Let's just hope that for Star Trek fans' sake that it's not like a Force Awakens Last Jedi Rise of Skywalker situation.
Apparently, they want to bring in Chris Hemsworth into the Star Trek again because he was in the first movie and he died. So they want to bring him back. I don't know, through time travel. I guess.
I
don't know. I don't know if they could do that. I don't know.
I'm kind of hoping they don't bring in the whole. One idea. And this actually gave me the idea from Transformers, but Transformers gave me the inspiration of this from Star Trek. They could try doing the they could do that parallel universe where it's like the evil versions of like the dark versions of the characters, like where Spock had the like the mutton chops and the beard. What the heck was that from? Like, wasn't that from like Star Trek, like Next Generation, or like wasn't that from like one of the shows or something? There was like some kind of episode where like they traveled into space and they like got thrown into an alternate dimension where like everyone was like evil, and that was where Shattered Glass got the inspiration. That's where Transformers got the idea for Shattered Glass. Maybe they could use Chris Hemsworth's character as the alternate version of him, but it's from that alternate evil universe. Maybe. What was the other? There was something else I was going to say, and then you brought up Star Trek. Oh yeah, just the recap. I did the Gandalf, the Ratchet, and then talked about next review and all that. I should have some other packages.
I'm super excited for Bumblebee movie RC. That figure looks so freaking good in both alt mode and robot mode.
I'm still on the fence with her. I'm still on the fence about RC.
Really?
And that's not because of the figure's engineering. That's mostly because of the actual character herself. Because I feel like I didn't get enough time to get attached to the character to really care about her character.
I mean, Braun, Ratchet, and Ironhide, and Wheeljack, and RC, they didn't even appear in the Bone movie for that long, so...
Yes, but at least I actually know what their personalities are like, because RC's personality has fluctuated probably the most out of all those characters. Most of my criticisms about the character of RC has mostly been I guess blindsided by like how the character gets characterized nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they really take it over the top with like how much they sexualize RC, or like how much they make her seem like the damsel in distress, or like the only RC that I actually really still genuinely like is the Prime RC.
Oh yeah, she's badass.
Because pun intended, that's her in her prime. Unintended.
I'm going to get a Prime Universe RC anyway because I like a bike mode and engineering.
Yeah, the bike mode looks good. I will give her the credit of the bike mode, but it just didn't convince me enough to buy it. So like I might get her like if I get her like for maybe $15, or if I just manage to get her for just a little bit cheaper, then sure. But like I'm not gonna get her for full price, especially with inflation.
I understand why people are hating on the Prime Universe stuff, but hey, look at RC. She actually looks like her Prime self. Like the colors are accurate.
I just wish they handled her. I just wish they handled her a weapon better. That little wheel like disc thingy that she holds, like you could have done better, bro.
Could have done better, but I think it's pretty cool. I mean,
in my opinion, I think they should have made it split in half.
You can store it on the back, so you don't have to use that weapon.
I also don't like her. I also don't like the Energon arm blades.
Yeah, it definitely looks a bit sloppy, but.
But I do have a cool idea though. Remember how her arm blades looked in the show?
Yeah.
What if you borrowed the arm blades from Dino?
Okay.
Just turn them backwards and put them on her arms.
Or you can borrow the little tiny arm blades from APC Toys RC. You can do that.
Yeah, but I don't have that though. I have these though.
But I'm still gonna get Prime RC because she actually has ankle tilts, thankfully, because the other RC toys from Transformers Prime they never had ankle tilts. So
Oh yeah, I never got the chance to tell you this, JJ, but I finally finished my Studio Series. Finally got the last of my Studio Series Wreckers.
mine had loose hips, so I fixed that up with some tissue paper. I just put it on the ball socket, and now it's all tight, all nice and tight.
My top spin's hips don't feel all that loose. This one feels a little looser than this one, but not by much.
I like that top spin. I don't know why people are trashing that figure.
Well, I mean, I do still like the Dark of the Moon, the original Dark of the Moon Toyline one better. I just wish that they compressed these shoulders in, maybe with one more hinge joint, like just folding these in just one more time. But honestly, like the only other complaint I would really have, like legit complaint, is that his guns were made of rubber. Because my gun the guns on the arms came out warped. So they're all like bent like noodles. No, it doesn't look good. So to remedy that, I gave him the guns from the original Dark of the Moon one.
Cool.
And those are made of the solid plastic, so it's a lot more sturdy. But I finally finished my Dark of the Moon deluxe class Wreckers.
I don't know. I just like the Studio Series version of it better because of the detail it has.
Yeah, I still like it better. I just wish that the guns were not made of rubber.
Yeah. And the vehicle mode looks awesome. Like looks great.
Yeah. I like how much paint they used, and like it looks good in vehicle mode.
Yeah,
the lead foot has got to be my favorite of the three.
For me, Roadbuster is my favorite. I love Roadbuster.
That one's my least favorite of the three. Because he's so stiff in articulation, his vehicle mode does not stay together. For me, at least, mine does not. Mine, I have to fiddle with it for like 10 to 20 minutes just so that it stays in place without flipping out again.
For my copy, when I transform him back into his vehicle mode, like the tabs that go underneath the slots, it takes me like 1 minute to do it.
Yeah, mine takes forever to get it to stay because once I get one plugged in and I plug in the other one unplugs, and I do them both at the same time, and then the middle separates them. Oh, it's a nightmare. And then my other problem is in his vehicle mode, his feet are huge. It looks like he's wearing giant clown shoes.
In vehicle mode or in robot mode?
Robot mode. His feet are huge.
I don't really see him. When I pose him, it actually looks okay.
He looks like he's wearing clown shoes. Like they're so big.
But
I will give credit to the figure. He looks better than the original deluxe class.
Yes, he does, definitely.
And once the vehicle mode is all solidified and it doesn't come apart, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks great.
I guess my only legitimate complaint is that he doesn't come with enough like gun accessories. He only comes with that one little Gatling gun.
I think that's accurate to the movie.
But like I feel I did I gave him as extra accessories, I gave him one of Sideswipe's shotguns, and I also gave him the other two guns from the
Top spin, yeah.
The Dark of the Moon one.
But yeah, that foot is my second favorite because I absolutely love that thing, love that figure, and best that foot figure in the main line, and just really well done. And honestly, all the Studio Series figures I have, I love the Studio Series figures. I love my Studio Series figures. Like they're all really well done. Well, this small helicopter dropkick, yeah.
Helicopter drop kick. I'm still amazed that one drift from Age of Extinction, the helicopter one, was retooled from that guy.
That one is way better. The drift.
The only thing they reused was the legs, like truly reused with the legs, and
it's not enough to make me hate the figure because it looks good.
He looks great.
It looks great in robot mode. It looks screen accurate.
Yeah, he's
And
right
I
over
think
there.
the mold definitely fits better for drift. It fits better
Yeah.
for drift, not for dropkick. It fits better for drift. He wore it better.
I'm still very disappointed that Hasbro was lazy to not make a shatter and drop kick that are actual triple changers.
Yeah, that sucks. But I had to get both shatters and both dropkicks because they
So
have.
currently, right now on my shelf, I have them displayed with the jet shatter in robot mode, and then I have the car one in the car mode, and then I have the helicopter drop kick in helicopter mode, and the car one in robot mode. So like I can have them displayed where one's in vehicle mode and one's in robot mode.
I mean, I will give it credit that the helicopter dropkick looks good in helicopter mode. It's just the robot mode leaves something to be desired. And I will give it credit that the transformation for helicopter dropkick is actually pretty smooth, and I actually like the transform.
And it doesn't feel like he's brittle or anything's gonna break apart.
It needs to feel like he's
Robot
brittle.
mode looks so
He's still solid, but it's just that in terms of aesthetics, the robot mode, leaves something to be desired. Looks weird, looks off.
very skinny.
They're very skinny. Wrong
Like-
guns, wrong weapons.
He's like
Um,
he literally I actually said this because before the movie came out and I saw the drop kick, I was like, that figure looks awesome. And then after the movie came out and I saw what he was supposed to look like, I was like, the figure looks like a protoform. In the robot mode, it looks like a protoform because it's a spindly, thin, gray figure.
and overall, the car mode dropkick is superior, like in both modes. Like, wow. For Shatter, I like the car mode Shatter. I like the car mode Shatter personally. I like it. I like the figure. It's fun to mess with. This is the jet mode. I love that figure way better. It looks more like Shatter. But I do like the paint. I like the paint on the car mode Shatter. I like the paint. I actually like it. I do like the paint. I like transforming.
My main problem with the car mode Shatter is that in robot mode, she has so many parts that just want to come apart.
My copy doesn't even do that all the time.
Like the little red things that slide up and connect in the middle and they folded backwards, like those pop off easily. The shoulders pop off easily. Even one of the back panels came off pretty easily.
Mm.
So like mine just wanted to explode upon transforming.
Mm.
Basically, in order to transform it, there's no way to get it to transform without an arm popping off.
Mm. For me, I don't have them popping off because actually it's doable to transform them without anything popping off. Just have to do it slowly and don't rush the transformation.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, surprisingly, you know who I actually liked a lot more than I thought I would?
what? Who?
The Bumblebee movie Thrust.
I have the same feeling.
For me, I was like, oh, it's just a repaint. But then after getting it, and he has that little retool of the cone on the back of the head, the wings are flipped out, like he's just those. I'm like, I actually really like this figure.
Yeah, I love the mold. I don't mind owning it again as Thrust, and I definitely will not mind Thundercracker.
I don't know why. I got him for Christmas from my brother, and I was just messing around with him, and I'm like, it's just a repaint. But I was like, actually getting him in hand, I was like, this guy's actually really good. Like this mold still really holds up.
Don't stay on the wing that well. One of the guns don't stay on that well. It pops
No,
easily, but
not even on Starscream either.
no, for me, my Starscream, the guns stay on the wings like in robot mode solidly. Like none of them pop off.
For me, it's the opposite. The guns stay on thrust really well, but the Starscream ones are loose.
Like for my Thrust, one gun stays on the wing like very solidly, and the other gun just doesn't want to stay on. It wants to fall off. But overall, Thrust is a great figure. Really well done. I love the color scheme. Like, I love how it references Armada Thrust color scheme.
Yeah.
I like that. It's really cool. Really cool. And I can't wait for Thundercracker.
I know that was the one thought that came to mind. I was like, I got Thrust, and I'm like, I actually really like this guy. Oh crap! Now I'm gonna feel the same way about Skywarp and Thundercracker. Like, oh great, way to go, Hasbro! Now you're gonna make me buy two more same figure again.
like I'm not the biggest fan on Siege Starscream because the chest plate loves to pop up when I transform him, and I don't like that. And just ugh.
The
I just
Shattered Blast one stays on really well.
yeah, but I just didn't want to get the rest of the Siege Starscream molds. I just couldn't. I couldn't commit myself to it. But for the Earthrise Seeker mold, I had to commit myself to it because it's more faithful to G1 Starscream. And Thundercracker and Skywarp, the paint work just awesome. It looks better than Siege, Skywarp, and Thundercracker. The silver paint just it pops so well, and the
The only
cone
thing I really hate about Hasbro is how they really screwed us over in the first couple of years. Like Siege came out, and everyone's like, "Ooh, Optimus Prime! Ooh, this guy! Ooh, this guy!" And then Earthrise comes out, and they announce Earthrise Optimus and the Earthrise Megatron, and everyone's like, "Crap! We're
I mean,
stuck."
Earthrise Optimus, he's still a great figure. I still love him. Still
It's like, we're stuck with these Siege ones, and everyone was complaining like, "It's not the Earth mode; it's the Cybertron," or like, "Oh, it's got this grime on it," and then it's like. What? And that's like they announced the Earthrise one, and it's like way better. And everyone's like,
the fans, let me tell you, the fans love to find something to complain about. They love to do that so many times, like all the time. I'm like,
yeah, but here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. The reason why I complain about it is because I spent money to get that Siege Optimus, and now I'm finding out that I could have spent that money on another Optimus that was much better if all I did was wait.
I mean, I didn't have to wait. I can just get both Optimus.
So anyway, I'm just like a little salty about it because I'm like, Hasbro gives us. I don't want to say shizzy because that's too submissive. But like they give us the less superior version first, and then the far more superior version comes out later, and it's like you just wasted your money on what you could have saved up for, like instead of like Soundwave, prime example. Which is better, Siege Soundwave or the Netflix one?
No, both are good. So
the Siege one is still good.
He's still good. He's still a great figure.
But the collective opinion all agrees that the Netflix one
is much
cleaner, is superior.
This one is much more cleaner. It doesn't have a lot of gaps in him. Here, but it's the back of the leg, so I don't really care about it. So I don't really complain. So and then
I'm just saying, like a lot of people are like, the Siege one is just not as good compared to that one because that one actually has the red visor and like doesn't have the grime. It actually transforms into the cassette recorder and not the weird Cybertronian flying brick.
I will say that Siege Soundwave is definitely more in line with the G1 toy colors.
Yes.
This one is more cartoon accurate because remember in the G1 cartoon there were a few frames in the cartoon where the forearms are completely gray and the weapons are completely blue, like no red whatsoever. Like there were some parts of the cartoon where it's like that. So this one is still cartoon accurate, even though it doesn't have the red on it. So
yeah, I'm just saying, like, even though I love the Siege one because that's the version of Soundwave that I own and I love that figure to death, the Netflix one is still, in the collective opinion, the most superior Soundwave so far.
And the same thing, with Siege Mirage and Kingdom Mirage. I mean, I love my Kingdom Mirage figure. I think it looks better. That's just my opinion. I still love my Siege Mirage because of the shoulder-mounted cannon. Still love that. I know Kingdom Mirage doesn't have the shoulder-mounted cannon anymore, but you still can plug it on the back of the shoulder. So
I missed out on getting the Siege one and the Kingdom one.
Oh.
The only Mirage I have is that Netflix Decepticon repaint.
Mm.
The reason why I bought that Mirage was because, one, it was the easiest one to find out of all of them. And also, I bought it as to be a Nemesis Mirage.
You know,
Kind of
Hasbro
like
really
a
surprised me.
design, but it's Mirage.
You know what? You know the two figures that Hasbro surprised me with, um, two characters that I never knew about that well. I never knew well about them. But I still got their figures because they look cool. They look really good. They look fantastic, and they look like fun figures. I just had
Mm-hmm.
to buy them. Impactor and Spinister.
You just named the two who were voted the two best figures of Siege. The Transformers fans had a poll on
Mm,
a bunch of different on like some fan channel,
mm.
and the top two deluxes that were tied for best deluxe class of 2019 was Spinister and Impactor.
Was it 20? Oh yeah, 2019. Yeah.
They both
But
tied.
these figures, Spinister. I I did not expect how good this figure was. I did not know that this figure was so good. Like so,
I knew a little bit about Spinister. I knew the basics, but I love his figure. Like
like the,
that encouraged me to learn more about him.
I was like these the legs. They're so similar. I'm like, how? And then he
The way
turns
how
around.
his feet flip around and
Yeah.
manage to be both of the little wing things on the ends, and how
Yes.
the torso flips underneath his head and flips over
Yeah.
around. Like
Yeah. Like wow. Like mind blown. Like mind
my
blown.
only complaint with Impactor is the gaps in his shins are just they're big to the point that like no matter what pose or even just a vanilla standing pose, they're noticeable.
I mean, if you look at it from the front, it's not that noticeable. So
Even just him standing in a regular pose, they're noticeable. Like I just wish that they just filled them in just a tiny bit.
it's not that noticeable to me anyway. So I don't really complain.
Just they're the holes are just so big you can fit. I can fit my own thumb in it.
Refractor is still really good though. I like it. I really like
Yeah,
it.
I didn't really like his vehicle mode that much, but come on, you
You know
buy him
what?
for the camera mode.
Yeah, I
You
only
buy him
have
for
one
the
of
camera
them.
mode.
I only have one of him, so I can't do the camera mode. But
I have one refractor, and I have that one blue. I have the yeah, I have the scrap face. I'm trying to get one more refractor, so then I can combine those two and the scrap face to make the camera.
Mhm.
So even though it'll be mismatched and like miscolored, it'll still be a camera.
I'm not sure whether it's just me, but I really miss the Micro Masters and the Battle Masters. I really miss them like so much because when I got the Micro Masters and Battle Masters, I was like having so much fun with them. Like so much fun transforming them a lot. Transformation is super easy, super fun to do, and doesn't take you like 1 hour to do them.
I
So
think the most recent Micromaster we got is the little cassette that came with Blaster.
yeah, that's
Because these were labeled as Micromasters during the Siege days.
yeah, they were, and there's gonna be an SS86 core class Rumble, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Either
Hopefully, it can actually transform into a cassette and stick itself inside Soundwave.
yeah,
That'd be
maybe,
really cool to see.
or maybe it's a clue, it's a hint that Hasbro is gonna produce another Soundwave, but it's a brand new mold and with the better proportions and in the SS86 subline.
Honestly, I don't think I don't think they're gonna make an entirely brand new mold. I honestly think they would just re-release the Netflix Soundwave because of two reasons. One, because just how popular it was and how much it sold out, and
Yeah.
like how many people wanted it. And two, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? Because that's what I want. That's what I wanted them to do with 86 Starscream. I wanted them to not use the Siege one, not use the Earthrise one, just come up with a brand new Starscream mold. But they ended up just reusing the one that they already had.
But then you still got it.
Well, I still got it because it's Coronation Starscream.
Yeah.
And they threw in a throne. With
They actually have hands. The opening and closing hands for 86 on stream actually make the world of difference. So
it doesn't make that whole lot of a difference.
I mean, for me though, it makes a world of difference because it actually helps to pose him in that that coronation pose when he.
Yeah, but that's the only good pose you can get him in because the other problem is again, like I said before, he has no waist swivel. I really wish he had a waist swivel.
I mean, he didn't. Well, I don't think he actually rotated his waist that much in the cartoon, so I don't know. I mean, I don't really mind the robot having no waist swivel because it's a robot. So I.
But they could have so easily put it in.
Yeah, well.
If you guys are gonna give him ankle pivot, like add that, you're gonna add in that bit of articulation. You might as well also add in a waist swivel.
Wrist swivels, I don't even care about.
Wrist swivel, I'm fine with. I'm fine that they gave him the opening hands. Like, if you're gonna give him no wrist swivel, at least you gave it. Or yeah, if you're not gonna give us any wrist swivel, at least you gave us the opening hands. Like that's a good compromise.
You know, I wanted to wait for Hasbro to do a SNK6 Bumblebee so I can actually have this one in hand. But when I saw this in stock, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy this one instead and not wait for Hasbro to do an SNK6 Bumblebee because this is my 86 Bumblebee right here. This is it. This is the Swan Song. So
honestly, I want them to really take a break from the 86 and really give us more Michael Bay Transformers.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that because in the next wave of Studio Series, the majority of the toys will be Bayverse and Nightverse. So,
because they gave us so many Studio Series 86 figures that it's like they're like we have like the last Bayformer we got
was Jolt,
Grindor,
Revenge of Sideswipe.
Yeah, and that's not much to go on because most of those are repaints or re-releases, except
and
for
Bumblebee as well. So,
yeah, and most of those are just retools or repaints. Jolt was probably the only original mold.
But yeah.
So it's like, where are the original figures like the Fallen and Dead End and like, or not Dead End? No, that's not what I meant.
Sideways is still coming out.
That was it. Sideways.
Coming out this year. Crosshair is coming out this year. Pod Rod is coming out this year. Dark of the Moon B is coming out this year. Galvatron is coming out this year. Dark of the Moon Laserbeak Core Class is coming out this year.
Exactly. And, oh yeah, something else I noticed. I also noticed that the Studio Series Core Class figures have no numbers.
Yeah, they don't have numbers. Only the Takara versions have numbers.
So are these guys officially supposed to be numbered or like as numbered characters in the Studio Series line, or are they not going to count it?
The Core Class figures are not numbered. They're still in the toy line, but they're not numbered.
I know, but like what I'm asking is like, does that mean, so like Ratchet here, he's number 82. So does that mean these guys being 85 and 86, are those not going to count?
They're not counted, no.
That's kind of weird.
Because, Bumblebee, Ironhide, and RC are 84 and 85.
Well, no. I know that. I'm just saying, like, if they really want to take up as many spots as possible to make it to number 100, you need to utilize the core class to really get you that number up to the 100 a lot quicker.
One thing I'm really pretty weird about because they're about to hit 86, so I don't even know who is the 86. So if they hit 86, it's going to be weird because you already have Studio Series 86, and
I don't think they're going to do anyone in 86. I think they're just going to keep it as 86, 01, 02, 03. Like they're just going to not have anyone be 86 because that number already belongs to the 86 subline. Because the movie came out in 1986.
So for me, I don't have any issues with the 86 figures in the Studio Series line because I actually love all of them. And I'm really waiting to get more 86 figures.
I don't mind them being in the toy line. I'm just saying if you're going to release them, you need to have a perfect balance between the G1 movie and the Michael Bay movies, but they've been overpowering the Michael Bay ones too much.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the Michael Bay ones still need more figures.
yeah, I think they were just like taking a short break from the bigger stuff, and
Because you're already giving us G1 styled stuff in the other toy line too, in
yeah,
Kingdom and Legacy and
yeah,
Siege and Earthrise.
yeah. I mean, like for example, like Galvatron, he's a very hard design to make as a toy because the original toy was just a complete shell former. I don't have a problem with that because I like shell forming because it makes the transformation easier to do and it's more fun to do. Um, It's just that they're trying to give us the best mainline movie Galvatron toy in the mainline. They want to give us the best one, so they're trying to take more time, take some more liberties, with designing the toy itself and with the Fallen as well, because the Fallen is very difficult. Like that's a complex design. They need more time, so
Honestly, he's not that complex because they pulled it off years ago in the Hunt for the Decepticons.
yeah. But that
That
one's
figure was big. It was proportionally correct. It even had the face removing gimmick. It had the staff.
Hmm.
So basically, just take that old mold, give it just some slight updated, like ankle pivot and other stuff like that, and then just make sure it's colored correctly.
Yeah.
But like
They need
again,
to do a new crankcase because the old crankcase for Studio Series, that's no,
mm,
that's the only figure I despise from the Studio Series line. The others,
here's,
I
here's my other question for the Studio Series Core class: are they also going to do Brains and Wheelie?
that for Wheelie, yes, but 86 version. They'll do
Because
80,
if they did Brains and Wheelie from the Bayformers, I think it would be a Micromaster 2-pack.
but Brains needs to transform into something.
A laptop.
But how though? How is that gonna work?
I don't know. You could just make him turn into a slab, kind of like this, and then just have a little opening flap on it. And then Wheelie, basically make him a little Micromaster that turns into a tiny little car.
One character that solely deserves the core class is Movie One Frenzy. That's the only
Frenzy.
character that we don't have.
That was the one I was gonna say. The same thing was Frenzy.
Like
Frenzy has gotten shafted a lot.
They need to do like the phone Frenzy and the radio Frenzy.
I say they should do the Frenzy that turns into the radio, and then somehow have the phone one as like an additional accessory, because it's so small. So include the phone one as an accessory, where it's just the head, and you just flip a little panel, and it turns into the phone.
Oh yeah, I would like to see a Studio Series Dispensor. That'd be nice.
Dispensor, I keep saying, would be a huge seller if they got him.
Yes.
The only problem is they'd have to have that deal with Pepsi and Mountain Dew.
The Decepticon that actually turns into a vending machine for real.
Yeah, it's just, again, you'd have to get to have him be officially accurate to the Studio Series. They have to get the license to the partnership license from Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Which is owned by Pepsi, so.
I mean, the original Dispensor toy was okay, but again, it's not accurate.
So. It was a truck, not a vending machine.
Yeah. I mean, you can actually.
It had that claw belly gimmick.
Yeah, that's from Payload, actually. Payload.
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah, I have Payload, so I don't need Dispensor. So, but my Payload is missing one piece of the belly, so yeah, he's missing the belly piece. So other than that, he's still pretty solid.
Another figure I was also thinking about that could use a Studio Series figure is the Revenge of the Fallen. Revenge of the Fallen. What if
Mine
they?
White? Is it Mine White?
Yeah, they could do mind wipe. But what I was gonna say was, what if they redid the RC sisters in the core class?
I mean, are they technically the core class? Aren't
Well,
they?
because at the time they didn't have core class, and they had to split deluxe class engineering among three tiny little figures.
I mean, I
Where
have the sisters. Yeah,
where if they had all three of them separated into core class, they probably could have given them a little bit more engineering.
that would be cool to see, but I'm perfectly fine with my RC sisters. You know.
Honestly, I don't think they really sold that well to the point where I'm like, I don't think it's really worth it to go back and do them. Another figure I did think about is, what if they did a deluxe class 2-pack between like something similar to the RC sisters, but it's a 2-pack between Skids and Mudflap.
Yes.
That's the ice cream truck.
I've heard they're not gonna do them because
How controversial they were.
yeah. But honestly, why? Like, why would that be the reason? Like, honestly, I don't care. I don't care if they're controversial or not. I just
Yes,
want.
but it's not your opinion that matters. It's the general audience, because Hasbro wants to appeal to everybody, the majority of people.
Yeah, but I still want Studio Series versions of Skits and Mudflap.
I want Studio Series versions of Skids and Mudflap just to be chewing toys for my Devastator.
Yes.
Put one in his mouth, have one like climbing on his like arm, like on his shoulder.
I'm surprised how Mudflap actually survived that.
Yeah, I don't get how he survived that getting grinded in the mouth. I don't get how he survived that. And Hasbro actually thought they were gonna appear in Dark of the Moon, and
They kind of did. They kind of did a little bit. You can see their vehicle is just driving along behind the other Autobots. They kind
yeah,
of.
but I honestly didn't even like their characters when I was a kid either.
I actually like them because they make me laugh.
Like even as a kid, I thought they were obnoxious.
I thought they were hilarious.
Because my other problem was their faces looked creepy. Their faces reminded me of the Gremlins from the movie Gremlins.
I mean, it's paper, so.
Anyway, but yeah, Skids and Mudflap, I did think that they could try to pull those guys off. I think they're holding off for Studio Series number 100 to be Knight Optimus Prime.
That makes more sense, actually.
Because Knight Optimus Prime is now like one of the most definitive Bayverse designs now, to the point that I'm like, I think they're saving that for number 100.
It's a great design. I love that design. Like, so good. Like,
And what's also nice is you could easily repaint that figure as Nemesis Prime. Just give him more muted blue and red, so the blue and red is more darker, more muted, and give him the purple eyes, and like just make him darker looking. Make it, and maybe on the Optimus one, give it silver paint, but then on the Nemesis Prime one, give it like gunmetal gray, like dark shiny, like like make it dark enough to where it looks different enough instead of just changing the eyes and obviously the red face paint as well.
Yeah, and the purple eyes.
And then obviously the Last Night Megatron, I also think they're gonna do at some point.
Yeah, they gotta do that. They need to do Onslaught.
Yeah, Onslaught I think needs a figure because they kind of already did Nitro Zeus because they re-released the KSI boss, which was Nitro Zeus. So I guess another core class figure they could do is Mohawk.
Yes, Mohawk needs a figure. And Squeaks.
Squeaks. They could do a Squeaks. You have one of his accessories be that gun that comes out of his arm or something. And then another figure could be the.
They need to do a Dreadbot, a new Last Night Barricade.
We also still need a hatchet. Still need a hatchet from the Dreads.
We need a new crankcase, please. Give us a new
crankcase.
New crankcase.
They could have reused. They could have reused Crowbar's body, but given us the head of the that Berserker head, and I would have been fine with that.
I actually would have been fine if they actually repainted Berserker instead to be crankcase, because both of them have like the same designs.
Yeah, because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But Berserker only appeared for 2 seconds, where the original crankcase appeared for more than that.
Mm.
But also, I guess it would also depend on which name they have the copyright to. Like if they still have the name for Berserker, then just use Berserker. If you have the name for Crankcase, then just use Crankcase. Like I guess it also just depends on the business side of things too.
Yeah. And,
like the point is that design, specifically that design, we need that.
There's a rumor going around for Studio Series Infernicus.
That would be cool to have an Infernicus. Like have it as
do for Infernicus. I think they're gonna bring in like the individual Infernicons, like sell them separately, give them names.
Yeah, what I think they're gonna do, they're gonna do the same thing that they did with Studio Series Devastator.
Yeah, and they're gonna
sell them separately,
and
they're gonna do them separately and combine them, and then they re-release them as a box set.
Yeah. And that would be cool to see a Studio Series Dragonstorm, because they can actually release 12 Knights individually and, have them transform into a separate alt mode with still having the combined mode. And you can
maybe transform into like a smaller dragon. Or another cool idea, you could have the individual knights turn into other beasts from mythology. Like one of them could turn into a like a what is it called? A the lion with the scorpion tail and the dragon wings, the Manticore.
Manticore, yes.
You could have one of them turn into a Manticore. You could have one of them transform into like a I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like you could have them all turn into like individual like mythological beasts. Yeah. And then they all combine together as the dragon.
Right, yeah.
So
but anyway, I'm about to run out of time, so I need
same here. It's like midnight where I am.
I need to eat my lunch because I haven't eaten my lunch yet.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah. But it's nice talking with you, so
yeah, thanks for joining on the stream.
Yep. Alrighty. I'm gonna go. And
thank you for joining. And till all are one and all that stuff.
Yeah. Until all are one.
This has been Prime Bricks, and I'll catch you next time.
Bye.